MOBA 5v5, it's gonna be a inter-college tournament. For today, it's gonna be the first day where 16 colleges are right here to pick up what they are capable of. And with that, let's see what is it going to be. I'm your caster PT, and I am joined by Crux today. So hello, Crux. How are you doing? Long time no see.
I'm doing pretty fine myself, Peachy. I hope you're doing, way better than me at least. I hope all the viewers are doing way, way better than us. Because you know what? We've got something very exciting for y'all. NIT versus DCG. And Peachy, do you got any background on these guys? I'm kind of new here, so I hope you can actually fill me in on all the know-hows and no-dos.
Let's go. So this is going to be the round of 16, and the teams are looking forward towards the top 8. This is going to be powered by the government of Nagaland, the Department of Industries and Commerce, and organized by none other than our Nagaland Esports Society. With that, today our team are gonna be College NIT versus DMP Government College. Both of them are gonna go in a best of 3 manner. We'll have to see how the teams will be working and seeing how many matches will be going, because as of now, knowing them, it's going to be a little bit new. We may be able to face some familiar faces, so I'm kind of looking forward to that, Crux.
That's what I hope for too, because honestly, I do not know any of the players. That's what I hope to actually see. If I know some faces, I will be biased towards them. Fingers crossed. I know the chat is actually waiting for me not to have a biased opinion. So I'll make sure that I bring to you the most unbiased action and unbiased, the analysis. Peachy, I hope this is the case because I myself am very biased in terms of one thing, and that's Argus. Will these guys be picking Argus, especially after the revamp? I'm not really sure because he seems like he's gotten badly nerfed. Well, things put aside, I think that, I myself should actually put aside my, liking towards Argus at this point because the guy is just a gimmick hero.
Oh man, that is kind of heartbreaking to hear, given the fact that you have named a hero for such a long time.
Well, I mean, I have been playing him since 2017, I think, 2017-ish, I think, when Argus was released.
Oh.
There was big lore behind it. I'm not really gonna, waste everyone's time about why this caster became a main in Argus, even though, nobody really cares about it. I do play other heroes. It's not like I play only Argus. I do play a versatile number of heroes, and minus Fanny. Everything else I actually have expert in. So minus Fanny, I can actually do every other hero. But I had this sweet spot for Argus because this guy reminded me of one of the heroes that I used to play in a different game before I joined into Mobile Legends. And well, yeah, I was an FPS main before that, so I don't know. Take it as you please.
Okay. Again, we'd love to see how the teams will be playing forward to, but at
Absolutely.
the same time, again, the colleges are here up, taking the name of their own colleges, which they have been maybe for a year, maybe they have just taken admission, so I am kind of curious to see who's gonna sit on to the grand finale. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, the draft will be up very, very soon. And I know you guys are waiting to cheer for your colleges. So do share, do subscribe, and don't forget to actually follow the Instagram as well, because there is a lot of things that just keeps on happening right here at TXG Expo Nagaland. So don't miss it out.
Absolutely. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and as Peachy said, root for your favorite college teams because these guys might actually come up to be one of the most biggest rising stars of the Indian esports community for Mobile Legends. And let's just face it, this game is growing at a fast pace. Many people are coming in. I bet you guys want to actually have a piece of the cake too. So share, subscribe, make sure you actually, talk about it in the chat. Make sure you actually keep everyone engaged. Show the community that we are engaged and give that, what is a word for it, Peachy? I forgot. Uh, Help me out here, dude.
Uh, oh, wait.
What's the word for, keeping people engaged and, having the community build itself up? There's a specific word.
I know what word you're thinking about, but I'm not like getting it. It's not coming to me right now. Uh,
Well, I mean, it's not in our heads at least, but I hope the chat can actually tell us what the word is. That aside, do you have any ideas as to what is going to be happening today? Because I really don't. NIT and the other team, I have no idea as to who these teams are because, well, I for one do not actually dwell in the college tournament scenes. I actually don't engage in any tournaments recently, so I'm kind of in the dark here. So do you have any ideas as to what we're gonna look forward to, what we're looking at right now?
I kind of see a bit of familiar faces right there in the, team verification channel. So I am probably hoping these are the teams, that would be but that would be a little bit confirmation after it started, but because I myself don't know what side that they are playing in. But hey, again, would love to see what colleges they are representing, and with that, we'll have to see if the match will be starting very soon or not. But again, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe. This is just the day one. We are yet to have the more matches, more tournaments. I do remember just few months ago as well, we had online qualifiers as well for the people from Nagaland. But don't forget, we may be able to get that kind of a tournament back as well.
Yes, sir. And as the clock is ticking towards the drafting, I want to talk about the heroes that have been popular in the drafting department now. What do you think is the most ban-worthy hero in the current meta? What do you think? Is it going to be like Bovius? Is it Paquito? Is it some hero like Zushin? What are your opinions on that particular ban department?
Oh, I feel like, I love how Akai is one of the heroes that are getting banned a lot. That too, maybe in the first ban, probably in the second. And this is just where how the tank meta is actually coming up. I like how the tank meta is up, but the support meta though, where is it? I'm kind of curious to see if that support meta, such as the Matilda, the Angela do come up. There's a very slight chance as of now because, the tanks such as the Belleric, you're talking about the Atlas, they are doing very, very well in the meta. So I do believe for the healers to be, kind of a sufficient hero for the jungler, such as the Akai jungle or probably the Fredrin jungle, the tankiness that I'm talking about might just not be as of yet. So let's wait and watch if the teams can go for it because there is a high chance that you can work on those kind of a heroes and it works very, very well. So I am kind of curious to see if they are able to do it or not. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. This is going to be the first match between Team NIT versus Team the MP Government College NIT being onto the blue side. Look at them. Them being all in one squad. I do believe they are all ready to take away the grand finale prize as well, which is 1 lakh rupees.
Oh, geez, OP, dude. I mean, yeah, OP, I'm thinking that most of you don't know this, but anybody from Reddit knows that OP stands for original poster, not, yeah, the person who originally posted the thing, not overpowered. So let's go back into the before solo leveling era, before everyone started using the word OP to actually say, yeah, he's overpowered. Oh, Goku. Oh, no. Yeah, no, we have other definitions for that too. So let's all just think about the other ways that people could draft right now. It's Atlas. Some people don't know how to actually use Atlas to the fullest potential. That is kind of sad, by the way. But all in all, Atlas a very strong ban, and we've got Paquito getting banned too, Peachy, like you mentioned, and Akai and a Zushin. No surprise here. All of these heroes very top notch. Even though Paquito got a nerf, he's still one of the top priorities in the ban department. Atlas, every tank got buffed. Atlas is one of those heroes that has very, very versatile uses for his passive. I think right now the bans are looking pretty balanced. What are your thoughts on these bans, Peachy?
Oh, understandable. The Atlas, the Belleric, I feel like the Belleric might be just picked off by maybe from the either of the sides. So let's wait and watch for that. Zushin out of the way. That is kind of curious to see. Like, you're kind of, surprised to see that it was the blue side who banned it up, but not the red. But let's go. Let's see what the teams is plotting around. For the side of Team NIT, they are in for a tanky picks. The Eve getting banned, it might be a Fredrin most likely or something crazy coming in. But taking one hero, you're giving away two, so that's a concern.
That's absolutely true. And I'll give you guys in the chat some, clarification as to why Peachy said that the blue side banned Zushin. It's because Zushin is a hero that is either a pick or a ban. And if you actually are on the blue side, which is obviously the first pick side, you have to pick it. If not, you let the enemies ban it and save a ban slot so that you can ban a hero that is, like one of the enemy's favorite picks, something comforty, or something even more stronger, like maybe a Freya. But hey, that's just the explanation for it. Back to the drafting. We've got Gord getting picked onto the side of Team NIT. And the reason why this no mobility mage, it's not even a low mobility mage, it's a no mobility mage, gets picked so often is the fact that he's got a lot of true damage, he's got a lot of slows, and it actually pairs well
I
with
am
other
not the
people who
only
can make
one
good
bound by
sets. So
these
this guy, if
chains.
he's got good positioning, if the player has good positioning and good understanding of how to work with his team, this hero majorly stomps on everyone else. Every one of his competition in the mid lane is stomped by this guy. And it's quite a big surprise because I was an advocate for non-meta heroes like Gord, Zilong. Zilong, yes, I'm dark system like that, but Zilong is a hero that can have 4 dashes just by killing the minions. You've got to have the good idea as to how to use the mechanics of the
The
game
soul
to
of
your
honor
advantage. And in
holds a
fact, now
stem.
not a single hero
All
can
hero
actually beat
assault unit
Zilong
awaiting
in
orders,
or the early
Talon.
game. Yeah, take it from me. Try your dashes onto the minions. Actually, don't play some meta heroes. People will actually insult you. Don't listen to me. Peachy, take over.
Okay, let's go, let's go. Now that we know there's a carry coming in, uh, it's going to be a little slow onto the early game, mid game maybe not, and onto the same note. on to the late game is gonna go popping unless the front laners from the side of Team DMP College will be having a very good farm as well, because that also matters and how you carry yourself from the early to the late game. So let's see how the team will be going around. Now that we are back on the bans, I'm kind of surprised to see that Team
Welcome to
NIT
the
have
greatest
not gone
mag
in
show of all
for
time
those
is banning.
tanky picks into the first lane, but prioritizing the damage dealers. They kind of know that the tankiness might be coming in
I'm
and taking the
born with
carry. They are just
talent is
taking
banning.
precautionary measures. But Harley out of the way, this could be the Guinevere as well. Understandable. I was expecting the Guinevere to be taken off, picked off right there, but it is placed into the bans.
Absolutely. Guinevere is one of those heroes that can actually knock up a hero and then take him down with the rest of its team early game. Late game, she can just do it alone. The build that people run is not burst nowadays, especially not in the jungle. It's Wings of
They call
Apocalypse,
me a
maybe
hero
concentrated
because I
energy, if
saved
not,
my
just go
Who
for
is
nation from
brute
picking?
falling
force.
apart.
And a semi tank kind of build that actually gives you damage too. So Guinevere does run around doing a lot for her team. So I understand why it got banned. But the Yi Sun Shin nowadays, it's kind of underwhelming. It's not like it's a bad hero. It's underwhelming compared to most other junglers for now, at least. Because if the guy does not have, a snowball, which is very hard to get in current meta, because the moment that you
Your
actually
team is
realize that you can
picking.
use all of the jungle monsters, including the horned lizard, the lava golem, the fire beetle, if you can kill all of them, you will end up level 4. You're not going to fall back very bad in terms of actually getting farm compared to Yi Sun Shin. So you cannot actually deny the farm as well as you could have done before when you had the buff meta. So Yi Sun Shin is
See value in
comparatively
me?
not as good as before.
You
But
should.
now, I think it is not ban worthy whatsoever. The sided team, the red team has gotten themselves, a very sticky lineup. It's not like a very difficult lineup to deal with. It's very sticky. It's on your face kind of lineup. The Phobius is going to be very close to the enemies. Valentina is probably going to copy the Gord's ultimate, try to burn down the
My
enemy's passive.
kiss.
But the thing is,
Your team is
Gord's ultimate
immortality
is only going to work if
or
you actually have
death.
Gord's passive, which every 3 times it hits, you actually get true damage. So
Everyone chose me to
that guy,
vanquish the
if you don't have his
shadows that
passive, you're
plague
not going
this
to deal
world.
massive amounts of damage. But look at that, the drafting is done. Phobius, Valentina, Glue, all of these heroes that stick to the enemy's faces to do damage. While the enemies have gotten a lot of true damage, the only thing that they're missing is Xborg. I said there are a few others, Leslie, but they can't put that in the comp. They've got Alice, they've got Fredrin, they've got Carrie, they've got Gatot and Gord, which is going to be annoying. Gord and Alice could have good synergy here, I believe, at least because Mystic Injunction could actually provide slows, and with an Ice Queen wand, the second steal, and Mystic Injunction could do a lot of slows, and Alice could actually make a possible 1 or 2 kills here or there, or maybe just give it to Gord if he got himself Sky Piercer. So I'm kind of on the fence about supporting Team Blue. NIT might actually have this in the bag, but the other team, they're not looking pretty shabby themselves. Pretty strong.
True, both the sides. It kind of depends on the execution as of now on how the teams will
Absolutely.
be working it around. For the carry, she is very prone to get ganked quite often, since this is a bit of a dive-in gank coming in from their opponent. So I would love to see how they are trying to get the protection up. And as for the god as well, there also might be a reason why we have seen the Harley getting banned, maybe so that the backlines maybe say be a little bit safe. So that is also right there on why they have just banned the Harley. So let's just wait and watch what will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are in for a good match. This is going to be the best of three knockout rounds, as you can see. So we will have to look forward to which team will be qualifying for the top eight, because after the round of 16, the semifinales are directly best of fives, and that is where the real test begins.
Absolutely, the best of threes right now, they might just look very insignificant, but this will lead to one of the most important stages, and that's going to be the finals. These teams want the prize pool, they want it all for themselves, so they will bring their best, obviously. So make sure you stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe, share the stream if you can. Make sure that we've got a lot of people here because we've got very, very interesting action for y'all. These guys could actually be, the up and coming rising stars.
The colleges are all ready for a fierce battle. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, into the land of Dawn, here we go. What's gonna be the result? First blood, I don't think it's gonna come in so quickly, but at the same time, Cosmonaut and Sopranos. Oh, Sopranos. This was the name. This was the person that really felt familiar, and that is the same person as of now. Retribution right on point, coming in from Kiara, getting away with the.
Wait,
Oh, no, that is a good point though. As a jungler, especially for Suyu, you need that.
absolutely. And is that Sopranos raid by any chance?
Yes, it is the same person.
Oh, GG's. We're in for some exciting action. Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to Sopranos. He's a very, decent guy. But all in all, I think that Gato took a lot of damage in that first scuffle there. I think for now, at least the side of Team DMP, they're gonna try to play it safe. Yeah, they've made a point. Look at that. Gord trying to scout out the bushes. He knows that the enemies are there, but they're not gonna risk it because the moment that Gato actually walked into that bush, if he noticed that the eye is not there, okay, Gord playing it right out of Glue's reach. It's a very smart move from him.
I mean, for now, the only goal for the mages will be
Wait,
level 4, but wait a minute. As of now, a bit of an immobilization coming in. Kiara jumps in, thus gets knocked up a bit.
oh,
Revive
not
coming in,
alive.
that would be not helping them. First blood mighty coming in, and that's going to be Theo falling down. Kiara trying to jump into the back lane, trying to target.
Razor's Wrath.
Quite low, but the same can be said for this Fredrin. Wait a minute, Alice. Oh, what a play
Alice,
up there.
Kiara.
To get Kiara, gets Kiara right on time. Now there is an easy turtle for the Fredrin.
Absolutely, but the guy is pretty low on HP. Glue could actually take him down. He doesn't have the Appraiser's Wrath. He needs his team. Oh, okay, that's a good act. Okay, he's got the Appraiser's Wrath, the Retribution to secure the turtle. Look at that, the Mystic Gush to take down Theo again. Everyone from the side of Team DMP, they're forced to go back. I don't think that was a good decision to make there. They could have actually just skipped the turtle, gone and helped the top lane, try to get the kill on the gold laner. That would have actually given them a big advantage in terms of actually giving the gold lane an overall advantage in terms of pushing and everything. So that could have been the play there, but it seems that the side of Team NIT, they just got the enemy's attention and they just forced them out here. Hey, look at that. We've got a taunt. Unbreakable by the Gatok catch. Oh, and like I said, okay, it's not the Gord's ultimate, but surprisingly, that's the Gatot's ultimate. Okay.
That's true. As of now, on to the side of Team NIT, 3 kills stacked up. That means that is a whooping 600 gold onto their hands. So naturally, the gold is higher on their side. So let's wait and watch how Team DMP will be trying to get Kiara that snowball, which they wanted to get right into the bottom lane. Both the tanks trying to zone out each other. So that is really interesting to see. But wait a minute, Claude,
Oh.
his lane is getting freezed up. His lane is just, he has to lose a bit of there, but okay, something is brewing on top lane.
I don't think it's possible because Glue, no matter how good he is in the early game, yeah, Claude does have this thing where he's gotten a nerf. He's gotten himself a very, very bad position in terms of actually having an early game advantage, especially against a carry. I think they're equally matched up. But overall, I think that Claude, compared to Carry, has the worst early game. So he's definitely not going to be that impactful. He's gotten a nerf or two recently. So he's going to be less impactful than Carry. But forcing yourself onto the carry is not going to be the best play here because obviously the side of Team NIT, they're going for it. But Razor's Wrath is going to be on, not cooldown, more like, they're just going to save it for now. They don't want to actually use it just yet. So for now, at least, DMP, they've got to play passive or they can get the steal.
you quietly high possible, but look at that. They are just trying to get that in, but it's gonna be in your dreams, taking it away. So Soprano's trying to scatter out of the way. It looks like there is a exit path closed off by Cosmonaut, and the
Oh,
team
flicker.
TXG falling down. There we go. Looks like onto the front lane as well. In your dreams will be taken down. Yatogami really got a good amount of set there, and actually to give a kill to Claude, that is really good.
I agree. You could have actually taken something better than Valentina. In this current situation, you could maybe take the Alice's Throne of Ruin, maybe the Gatot's AOG, the Avatar Guardian. I think those are the only two good setter ultimates that Valentina could take. Look at that, the BMI used to escape. Gord can't really land his balls just yet. For now, at least, they've got to play it safe. They have the overwhelming advantage to their side. NIT playing it pretty smart. They're not risking anything, but they definitely are making plays here and there that actually matter the most.
Let's see, let's see. Look at them. The team is really making moves, especially for the side of team College NIT, who have been making waves. They have the potential, given the fact that they have the farm onto their hands, and on top of that, they do have those kills as well. So putting that into an advantage, if you're playing passive, that is just not it. So them knowing that is really playing it good. Now that you know, team NIT might be going in for another set of kills maybe, but before that, that's going to
Possible.
be onto the bottom lane more or so, or maybe top.
I don't think the bottom lane is somewhere that the side of Team DMP should actually reinforce. They should possibly reinforce the mid lane because they're losing out on the mid lane advantage. Gord is definitely actually, making a presence for himself there. But mainly the EXP lane. Oh, look at that! We've got an ultimate. That is an I'm you. But again, like I said, Gord's passive is the one that deals damage. And if you can't copy the passive, Valentina, you don't need to take the ultimate because that Mystic Gush is not going to do as much damage as you expect. Look at that. We've got an engage. That glue sticks onto the back, gets the stick on. He's on the enemies. Carry trying to run away, but look at that. We've got the Mystic Gush and the Appraiser's Wrath onto the enemy faces. Carry getting taken down. Kiara is the one who got the kill on Carry. No surprise whatsoever. Glue trying his best to stay alive. Bro's just running away. Sopranos raid is raiding the enemy's back line, and he's in on more action. I don't think that's a good idea, bro. He's gotten some help with the ultimate, and now he's trying to run away, but Alice is trying to cut his escape routes. But for now, his team is able to actually give him an opening. He is going to survive. That's crazy. The side of Team DMP do have synergy and communication. They did support their team with the power of friendship. Sopranos Raid still alive, but he's walking in on that Mystic Injunction, taking a lot of unnecessary damage. He doesn't have the ultimate, but look at that Throne of Ruin there to actually do the nuke that was needed. Blue taken down. Kiara was able to seal the Lord under their noses, but the side of Team NIT, actually, they still do have the advantage, but DMP slowly are recovering.
DMP, as of now, you are looking at them taking advantage left and right, but at the same time, it is NIT still holding on to what they have gotten. So that is definitely a good thing so far, but at the same time, the game has moved towards the mid phase. So that means this is the time where
Off camera.
the game is opened and crazy. Yatogami. That was just not a 2v1 situation. Already taken down.
Absolutely, dude. And the fact of the matter is, Gatot gets more, tankier, at least physically. He gets more tankier the more lower his HP is. As a Claude, you are not supposed to take him on, especially not in the early game without the Trinity. He's definitely going to take everything that you can actually dish onto him. So either wait for Valentina to actually join in or, just don't play around it. I think, monkey business is something that Claude is well known for doing because obviously he's got a pet monkey. Dexter is, a very good comrade, but all in all, I think that not in the early game that you cannot afford to do that in the early game.
Ooh, look at them. Mid lane already gone. Even though the god does have the clearance on his side, yet it was the side of Team GNP taking away that turret. Mid turret
Bot
gone.
lane
Top
too.
lane as well. That is crazy. One by one, they are making sure to open up, even though they don't have the kills. Having the turrets is still a good advantage.
Well, that's actually kind of balancing everything down, 27k, but look at that, we've got Sopranos raiding the enemies again. Will he ult? No, he cannot ult. There's not enough stacks. Valentina has the Gatot's ultimate, so we're possibly going to see two Gatots just jump at each other. But all in all, I think both teams are playing pretty aggressively, even though they're actually playing passive. Look at that. We've got Gatot trying to make a play there. He's got the ultimate. He's going to use the ultimate. No, he's gotten stunned. Yatogami getting the kill on the Gatot catch, and that's going to follow through. We've got the Throne of Ruin trying to get someone, but does not catch anyone. Kiara is able to get the kill on the enemy, Alice. Following through, that's Valio's Gord getting taken down too. Man, oh man, the side of Team DMP, they're making a play, and they're making it hard. I think, okay, I could have said that better, but the side of Team DMP, overwhelming advantage, only Fredrin alive, almost N.E.S. I don't think he can actually take it down, but he definitely can't. He's got the Appraiser's Wrath, but he's definitely not going to make that play, at least not against 5 people.
Look at them. Look at them. They are really trying to create a rampage, and with how they are taking down Miracle, that is not it. But
Oh, look at that, dude.
AOG out of the way, but at the same time, Alice, that is pretty amused. Not looking good, but wait a minute. Monzi out of the way, looking like low, and Theo takes a kill.
Gord, what are you doing?
Coming in, that's not looking good, but wait a minute. There's a taunt was so expensive that he had to fall down. That's gonna be Theo for you, but DNP realizing they have overextended there.
I just realized that both, Alice and Gord have kind of similar name, they have kind of similar names, but with just slight changes. It's kind of cool that they do, but I cannot pronounce it for the life of me. Even if you actually put like a gun to my head and told me to pronounce those names, I would not be able to. Look at that. The Holy Shield from the top lane has been taken down. Tier 3 in the top has been exposed. NIT cannot. Oh, okay, we've got Glue Sopranos trying to make a little play here. He's falling back. That's the smartest decision I actually could see in that possible scenario, because obviously they've got a carry, they've got Gord, they're gonna melt you down faster than you can say, "Aha, I got a kill." So it's better not to actually take it. Okay, that's a good secure with the retribution, and they fall back.
Okay, so far looking quite good for the side of Team DMP as well. Clearly closing down the kills, so that is looking quite good for them. But as for Team NIT, the early game was just it for them. The mid game, they need to start picking it up. Mid game has just passed away. It's going to be
I
the
agree.
late game that you're talking about, and with the late game, the Lords are gonna come in. It's just 1 minute left for the team to decide what the decisions could be. Because one thing, the Fredrin can go in easily, but him getting out alive might not, decision that he has to make right now, because there is a very low chance that he would be actually making out alive. So we will have to see what the team is actually plotting as of now. With that, the Team GMP really having the upper hand into the river area as of now. They want to make sure that they are losing none right here.
Absolutely. And I just noticed, Claude is running Quantum Charge, which is kind of confusing me right now because there are much better battle spells for Claude, obviously. You've got battle spells like, Warcry that actually increases the damage when you use Blazing Duet. I think that would be much better than, having Quantum Charge. It does give you some survivability and some movement speed, but all in all, I think that Warcry is much, much better than, Quantum Charge. I want to have a look at the itemization, but I don't think we'll get a chance to see the items just yet. We've got a Lord getting taken down by the side of Team DMP. I think they're trying to contest it. NIT trying to get vision of the area, but they baited the enemies with the Lord. Fredrin low on HP, but look at that. Alice slowing down the enemies so that Fredrin can escape, but Fredrin gets taken down by Phobius. And, well, all in all, that's, Carrie doing her job, melting down the enemy tanks. She is going to burst them down, but all in all, we've got, Alice trying to run away for her life. only two people alive from the side of Team NIT. And Ellis and Carey could actually make a play here, but I don't think DMP would want to give them that opportunity. Claude alive, I think Valentina and Suyu being alive, that's going to be a big, hefty play here. AOG into the back. Miracle has been taken down by a miracle done by Monzi. That was absolutely beautiful. That prediction, dude, absolutely on point.
Definitely on point. Look at them. The teams are really fired up as of now, especially Team DMP taking away the Lord. As of now, they will have to look forward to what they are plotting with the Lord. They can easily, go towards the turret, the inhibitor turret, but the only problem would be the, some kind of blockage coming in, right, with carry as well. We need to
Absolutely.
clearly, get the lane cleared as quickly as possible. So we will have to see how many turrets are going to fall. As of now, DMP trying to sync their lane, and by doing so, they will be getting absolute of a very good uh, advantage right there. So let's see. Oh, Lord's gonna jump in. Now is the time for them to actually jump in, but waiting for a perfect opportunity. DNP, what is your move? Taking down the turret. Now
The
that
inhibitor.
Valentina is there, they are playing it a little bit slow.
They might be playing a little slow, but look at the bot lane. That's an off camera getting taken down by minions. What do you think about that, dude? Do you think the side of team NIT they actually did not consider the fact that minions could actually take down the tower in the bot lane? All three inhibitors being taken down. Tier 3s are all exposed. Nexus, okay, Nexus is exposed. I mean, AOG used to escape, and look at that, another AOG. That's just gonna connect to one person. But all in all, I think the side of team at DMP, they're gonna follow. They're not gonna find once Pranos raid gets taken down, and that's gonna be Alice trying to actually, he's actually surviving amidst all of that. And hey, look, Claude is gonna get caught, and Mystic Injunction slows him down. He gets taken down by Cosmonaut. I mean, how did he get the kill? How did Cosmonaut get that kill, dude? What?
Maybe the passive. Maybe a little bit of a burn damage from his skill one. I do believe so. That's
Yeah,
how.
that's fair. Yeah, I agree. That could be the reason why. Because
But
I honestly think that Gato Kacha has the least amount of physical damage. Well, that kind of makes sense with the passive, you know. The passive paired up with his physical damage is it's kind of devastating sometimes, but like his average, basic attack damage is very low.
true. Maybe that just made up for the passive as well. But, Crocs, look at that. Team GMP. They are kind of, taking away all the inhibitors. They can put a little bit of a pressure in one lane. They could easily get, a bit of the side of Team NIT to just get pushed back, try to go towards the lane to capture, because look at that, the number disadvantage is clearly showing from Team NIT, because Alice is there clearly clearing the lanes and she cannot do anything. They need to make sure to get it on. Okay, Sopranos flickering out of the way. It was a bit of a dire situation, but hey, your dreams taken down.
Absolutely amazing how he got a godlike Kiara following through for getting his team the victory. He got himself the Lord and a kill, but look at that. We've got a connection with Kiara doing damage, the immortality being popped off. That's the Throne of Ruin catching all 5 of the enemies. But Sopranos jumps onto the Alice, gets that damage in. AOG was tried to use, defensively used, but it did not work. Gatot, Cosmonaut was taken down. Alice is absolutely amazing. He's tanking through all of that. And Carrie was able to find the kill on the enemy, Phobius, but to no avail, only Alice alive. And a set of new minions have been spawning in, but does not really matter. The sided team, DMP, they get the advantage and they take the victory for themselves.
Crazy match coming in. DMP. What a match. They really outshined right here. Did make sure to get that late game, which is very important for them. And, talking about the Valentina as well. Here, even though she did not shine much, but it was the support that the team needed, because she was literally playing as a bit of a backbone right there. Really love that. But talking about MVP, Kiara, despite not having a lovely performance onto the early game, still had the chance to take the snowball from mid to the late game and worked it out so well with that.
I agree, dude. And the guy didn't really get the first turtle, but it does not really matter if you get the first one, the second one. It doesn't really matter. The game ends when the Nexus is taken down, and the guy had a plan. He did not actually expect himself or his team to take down Alice, who was absolutely tanking every one of their shots and coming back with almost like 70% HP. This guy just went down from the bot side and then just directly marked the Nexus. That was absolutely, you know, what was the word? Focused? No,
Determined?
no, that's not the word. I seem to be forgetting most of the words that I actually want to say, but it's all right. The guy was focused. He got the base down. I think that guy actually was, yeah, again, determined. Thank you for that word. He was determined. He made sure that he actually got the base down. Well, all in all, DMP, they were actually not the ones that I expected to get the victory because, obviously the first few fights that made me want to actually support NIT, but DMP came back up on top.
That is true. They played it very well. With how NIT was having the early game, even I thought that they might have been getting a little bit easier towards the mid game as well, but it all just shifted so quickly towards the mid game that they were not able to get that kind of a comeback. So that was really surprising to see how Team DMP Government College really held it out towards what advantage they have gotten and thus not giving it away. So that was really looking good. But as of now, Team DMP Government College will be going towards the match point. That means if they win the next match, it is a good chance to sit at being the first team to sit at the top eight. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. This is going to be the second match, and the draft is on.
I'd recommend that they actually ban glue because obviously I don't think NIT could actually, fight against the glue. They didn't. Okay, the glue has naturally two counters. That's
Different
basically,
perspectives exposed to the
Faramis and
same
Vixana.
truth.
These two heroes not being on your side kind of like makes it very difficult for you to take down the glue. Because the guy is very annoying. He's
Punch
got
for a
slow for
punch.
days. He can slow down your whole team if he actually uses the split. And then he can actually just be an annoyance to your backliners, especially when he actually grabs you and
I
then
am not
just
the only
ends your
one
life.
bound by these
So not having
chains.
mages that can take him down, that is going to be a big problem. Obviously, the side of Team NIT, they did try their best, but Sopranos, I think he actually made very impressive plays in the game. I think,
Enters the
him
scene.
being an absolute unit, kind of like, oh, look at that. NIT actually did ban the glue.
Must be there. I mean, come on. Last game, it was really devastating to see how they were getting caught out by the glue, how the glue was not giving any chance despite having such a wonderful tank, such as the Gatot Kacha. They did not get any chance, so that was not good. And you have seen time by time how the Fredrin was jumping in and he did
My
not
magic
made
will
it out
redefine
alive. There you go. Looks
reality.
like the god will be banned from the side of Team NIT. And knowing that it is kind of for me, it is really irritating to actually face a god because he's just popping his kills left and right, and low cooldown is just cherry on top for him.
Yeah, that's true. Gord is very annoying. I don't think they want to give it as a first pick to the enemies, but little do they know that Gord is not a first pick type of hero. I think that, you'd rather reserve first picks to heroes like Zushin, which again is open. I don't think the side of Team DMP would want to sleep up on the option of taking the Zushin to their side, but okay, they take the Atlas instead. Oh, not a bad choice.
Yep.
But if they can actually use the frigid breath, to the fullest or not is the question. The passive of Atlas is what makes him the most important, setter in the current meta. Obviously, Tigreal and other, setters are kind of like, underwhelming overall because they can be escaped from. Yeah, but passive, the passive of Atlas is one hell of a thing to deal with.
the slows is really annoying. But at the same
So,
time, we were
please.
talking about how the Zushin was open. There you go. Zushin will be taken from the other side along with the same hero that the other side had. But this time they'll have to face with the range. Talking about the range, that's gonna be the Atlas with the crowd control plus the slows from the Eve. That is
Among the
actually
planes
a
exists the
really good,
equilibrium,
you
which
know
I was made for.
It
hero
does
talking
show
about the mage, but against that Eve, I kind of expected something interesting to come in.
I agree, dude. I don't think Eve's the best option because you'd rather want something that could actually burst down the enemies. I would actually be excited to see an Aurora and Atlas combo because both of them can freeze, which it's kind of like wishful thinking. I know nobody really picks the Aurora, and Atlas only recently came to fame. I think one day maybe we will see the duo of freezing. I don't know. I don't know
May-
what they are, but Northern Vale? No. Yeah, that's the word, Northern Whale. I remember this from Magic Chess Go Go.
Oh, it's been long that I have not played that mode, but I think I should get back to
I'm
that.
born with
Let's move on to
It's
the
talent,
drop
fun.
of
darling.
now. Oh, sorry.
Always
It
on
is
the
fun.
way.
Like Magic Chess is
Your
pretty fun.
team is banning.
Yep, I have played. I used to play that when it was like it was integrated with the game, but I do believe there's a separate game for that now. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
there is.
Yeah.
There is. And there's a lot of meta changes. Apparently there's a class that gives you items just by having one second.
Oh, let's see. But okay, back to the match as of now.
The Immortal
Matilda
One
is
chose me
out
to
of the
Your
vanquish the
way. They
team is
just
shadows
making
banning.
that
sure
plague this
that
world.
heroes such as Suyu won't be creating rampage, and Matilda assisting the tanky
My
heroes
mission
could be
is
it.
to
And as
protect
how
Your
the
lives.
team
team
has
is
moved
picking.
forward with a Atlas, we may or may not be able to see a tanky hero. So let's see what is it going to be. But as of now, a Belleric is also a great option against a Atlas. So I kind of want to see if they do commit for that or not. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, the bans are done
Fight
and
for
we are
the
moving
ultimate
Your
forward
banter.
team is
towards
picking.
the picking where Cosworth this time around
Valor and
goes in
royalty in a
for
dead
the
body.
Hilda. I think I am following a trend that he really likes to play heroes that could do a bit of a damage.
I agree, dude. I mean, Hilda is one of those heroes that has gotten a nerf. I think that, she's gotten a nerf in the early game amount of
This
damage
web
that
is
she
a
can deal.
hope web,
But
and it will
all in all, is
soon be
still
a
a sturdy hero
battleground.
that could actually withstand a lot of, punishment and then still come back up on
When the
top
body
because of her
suffers,
passive,
the
revitalize and everything.
spirit
So she's
blooms.
very solid even now, but I don't see any point in click CC from the side of the team. NIT, this could be a problem because Moskov could just go wild. At late game Moskov is gonna have a fun time because there's no point and click CC that could keep Moskov in check. Oh, actually, Benedetta has Petrify. Yeah, that could actually work.
That is much needed for them to actually get a bit of a stoppage, like when the Zatian does it with her skills, the Fury of Phoenix. I feel like that was something like that, but it is just like a one instance, not passing on towards every single enemy hero as well. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen, that was the drop that you guys have just witnessed. So which team will be having the upper hand? Do let us know in the comment section.
5 seconds till the
While
enemy
you're
reaches
actually
the
telling us which
battlefield.
team is going to
Smash
be,
them.
victorious, make sure
All
you
troops
like and
deployed.
subscribe so we can actually get to more people and share the stream more. Oh, how is the characters moving so fast? I just saw Liam Ward in the mid lane tower. How did he just? Okay? I think he's just flying into space. He's using Ultra Instinct.
Possibly right there, but the new rotation that just gives the ganks maybe onto the opposite lanes quite less, and early game they can just have a bit of a peaceful farm. But oh, what just happened?
What did I just see? I saw Atlas moving down to the bot lane, and then now he just spawned in mid lane. What is this? What sorcery is this?
No worries. Looks like a bit of a technical problem, but hey, it is working smoothly right now. No first blood taken from either of the sides. I do believe that's just gonna jump in towards the turtle, but Lapu Lapu really having a bit of an easier time. I think I have seen these kind of matchups where, the Benedetta is against a Lapu Lapu, and it is 50-50 in my opinion. The matches that I have witnessed, I just feel like there's few chances where Benedetta can win, can take a kill, but at the same time, Lapu Lapu can do the same as well. For now, they will have to clear the lane, and for they have to really, get their skills not baited out early on. Level 4 yet to attend coming in from the Lapu Lapu, who did not take away that grab. That was unfortunate.
That is too bad, but the turtle has just spawned in. The crab's evolved form. It's seafood platter. Yeah, it's your dream about a seafood platter, and your dream looks like he wants to actually get the turtle. But the side of Team DMP, they've gotten themselves a huge positioning advantage here. And look at that, we've got Lapu Lapu using the Brave Spider, we've got Phantom Steed too, but it's gonna be Kiara who secures the turtle, and that's gonna follow through, and nobody gets taken down just yet. Hilda low on HP is able to survive with, about 30% of her, max HP. So that's not really, a bad situation, but the first turtle of the match going to the side of Team DMP, that is a complete 180 from what we've seen in the first match.
Definitely. They kind of get to know what kind of, how they are playing. But okay, Cosmonaut does get pushed back because of the sphere of misery. But at the same time, Atlas is really trying to find that window of opportunity to jump in. They are not kind of getting it as of now. So playing it slow, the MP will be not engaging for anything right now. But onto the purple buff.
Oh, we've got a perfect match coming in with that Atlas. Phantom Steed is coming right behind him. That's a lot of damage. Fatal Links too. We've got the ultimate. Yatagami getting the kill on Hilda. Following through, we've got nothing more than just a bloodbath. And okay, that's yeah. DMP just got the advantage here, dude. They were able to secure the blue buff and also take down Boxia. Your Dreams is kind of in a bad spot here. He's got himself level 6, but the enemy Leomord is almost level 8.
Ooh, early game, they are doing so well. This is quite opposite that what we have been witnessing right from the game number one. But at the same time, we will have to see what will happen towards the bottom lane. Oh, look like it's gonna be the Hilda trying to go towards the other lanes. The gold lane has been real quiet for some minutes, so I'm kind of curious to see what will be the outcome where the teams are not interested to take fights. Look at that, they are just poking each other.
You're right. I don't think they want to take a fight. Look at that. We've got the Phantom Seat and the Fatal Links taking down Hilda. Cosmonaut out of the picture. The RWM, though, I think that was a little too much of an overkill. I wouldn't recommend actually spending that many, spells to take down one person, especially not a roamer. Barrier Spider used up. We've got the ultimate from the Benedetta, but it's gonna be Kiara that secures the turtle for his team. DMP getting the advantage again. Perfect match used, and he's going to secure that freeze onto the enemy Boxia. He's gonna be taken down. That's crazy. The side of Team DMP getting the advantage on that previous fight too. That's crazy, dude. I actually like the way how Sopranos is using Frigid Breath to its fullest. Even without Fatal Links, he's making good plays.
100% right there. Look at them. The slows is much needed, and topping that up with the E slow as well. They have got it right there. Okay, looks like that's gonna be the Benedetta running out of the way because Lapu Lapu real aggressive. Now we have finally reached, almost there for the mid game crux, and now the marksmen will start to try to open up the map. They will be trying to go. Look at that! Oh.
1 second.
So there you go. It's gonna be the Fatal Links coming in and Cosmonaut taken down once again. Team NIT are in real trouble right now with no kills onto their hands, while Team DMP taking everything away from the side of Team DMP. As of now, they are doing very well. Talking about Team DMP because they kind of cracked the code where they were lacking.
Turret has been destroyed.
Yellow. Is it me or yeah? I can't.
Let's go. We are back. Oh no, Monesi, the burn really hit through the Benedetta right there. That was a kill, but Team NIT did manage to take a bit from the side of Team DMP. That was good.
I agree. The side of Team DMP, I mean, they're showing progress from the first match, and they kind of like it's more like they learned from what the enemies have done in the previous game, and they have countermeasures now. And I think the side of Team NIT, they are not actually trying to back off. They're trying to play their best. And it's again going to be Leo Mord, Kiara securing the turtle for his team. The side of Team NIT forced to go back again. That's another Phantom Steed, another Fatal Links, or a Fatal Kill, and a double. Not a double. Okay, Benedetta is able to actually escape, but two people getting caught by Frederick's Breath. That's like a big no. A double kill for, Kiara. And Monesi getting that last kill to actually put the cherry on top of that team fight. GG's.
Okay. Crazy. The NIT really losing out on Cosmonaut, and that is not looking good. The turrets have been opened up. Zushin really in a bad position. Taken down. They're trying to go for one more, and that's the Baksha who did get nailed down. That was crazy.
Jeez, I think that right now on my screen there's some delay. I think it's my Discord that's actually buggy. But all in all, the side of Team DMP, they're securing all the objectives that they need. That's another tower down to their side.
Okay, one more. I think Moscow right here did get an easier time as well. Unlike how he was there. You go, Fatal Legs really connected so well. The carry did not get chance to escape. The stun worked out so perfectly. Kiara with the double kill. Legendary on legendary. It is just Cosmonaut as well as the Zushin left open to defend. They are trying their best to defend it all, but at the same time, the Phantom Seed is just coming in and taken out. Look at that. The low cooldown is just working out so well. And mid inhibitor taken down.
As well as the top tower too. That's going to be a big problem. The real estate is looking very strong towards the side of Team DMP. And NIT, they are not able to actually defend. They've got a very low wave clear. Hilda can't wave clear. Carry can actually take down heavy HP targets. Oh, hey, look at that. Possibly. No. Okay. Zushin does not have good wave clear. I think Benedetta is the only way that they can actually clear a lead. But the side of Team DMP, they're going to go for the Lord now. The first Lord of the match goes to the side of Team DMP. No contest from the side of Team NIT. And I think overall, DMP might actually just get the win in the bag.
They are right here for the victory, trying to take them down in a clean sweep. Look at that. Atlas this time around is trying to open up. And, the damage from NIT is basically dwindled. But, hey, let's see if they're able to get something out of the group fights. Because when there's like a 5v5 situation moving around, the team kind of loses maybe a 1-2 members right there. So we'll have to see what the team's plotting around. Mid lane, the pressure is quite high. The Lord's going to jump in while, it is the Atlas as well as the Lapu Lapu waiting for the perfect set. There you go, Atlas.
We've got Atlas trying to look in for a kill. The 3-man Fatal Link with the Phantom Steed following through. Purify being wasted out by Carry. Obviously, he's going to stay alive for a bit longer, but Cosmonaut gets taken down. Lapu Lapu gets a double kill. And that's going to follow through with Zushin getting the kill on Sopranos. But hey, Kiara gets one more kill and then secures the game for their side. 2-0 to the side of Team DMP.
Oh my goodness, what a game. All they took was one game to know how their enemies worked, and they have taken the absolute advantage of that. 13-0-10. There you go. It is going to be side of team. The College DMP taking away the victory while Kiara receives the MVP once again. What a game coming in. And I really loved how Yatogami got the space to farm, and the Sopranos did support the top lane very well.
I wish Yatogami actually died once, so it would be 1-1-1-1. But it's all right. He's got binary code for his KDA. It's all well and good. I believe that it's actually a very good thing that he didn't die. If at all that actually stretched out, I think that Yatogami could have been a big threat to the side of Team NIT. But all in all, it looks like Team DMP absolute victory.
Definitely, they played it very well and deserve a spot at the top eight. So, congratulations to them. But we still have two more series to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, do wait for us, and we'll be right back after a short break. Well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. You guys are watching the TXG Expo Nagaland, and this is the Inter College series where the 16 colleges are right here to get a spot at the top eight, and only eight can grab that spot. So far, we have already seen the side of Team DMP Government College securing a spot, but on to the second match. What is it going to be? With that, I'm your Casa PC once again, and that's gonna be Debbie with me. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Peachy, and finally we are back with TXG's champ tournaments again, right? But this time around, it's more focused onto the college side. So I'm excited to see because college students have a different kind of skill set of their own, especially in their state as well. So let's see though, we gonna be seeing them play in this best of three series again, which will be giving a bit of a leeway for both of the teams to come through and to get to do better. So
I've been waiting for
we
too
will be
long.
jumping directly into the drafting phase here. Tetso will be the one having that first pick, and we'll see what the bands are coming through. Okay, Jitian.
Oh, interesting. It looks like onto the side of Team Tetso, who are onto the blue side, don't want to have
Your
the
team is
tankiness,
banning.
and the same goes for the side of Team Kohima College as well. They are eliminating everything that could have been tanky or could have been a counter as well. I'm kind of curious if a Balmond would come up as well right here because I do consider him in the tanky picks as well. But let's see. There are plethora of options still open for the side of Team Kohima College. For them, they have to do one last ban. I do believe that should be targeted towards a mage.
Mates have been really and such a big controller of the map for a long time in
Let
this
them
current
play the
meta as
hero.
well. So,
I will
oh,
be the
they were
king
actually
this
going for the
world
Yuzhong ban. I
desperately
think it's gonna be a bit
needs.
targeted side. The Basha ban is very beautifully done coming through from the side of that show. Kohima though, they are banning away the heroes that they think will be creating havoc for them, and I think they are focusing more onto their composition rather than the opponent's target. So let's see though what kind of bans they want to go for. But BT, I think we see some players from Eternal Esports Society coming through from the side of Tetsu. So let's see though what kind of bans would they go for.
Hello.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about
Oh,
that.
back.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, I think we have some
Yoshi's not
features
just
of
a
some
hero.
players from Tetsu that
He
are
is who
looking really
we
similar,
are.
like
Yeah.
Lust, Phaeton, even NGO or SAS even. I think they are from Eternal Esports, right?
Yep. Eternal Esports. Very familiar names. Curious to see what they will be cooking up with a bit of
This land is
their
our
college
homeland,
teammates,
and it will
and with
soon
that,
be our
look at
burial
that,
ground.
Debbie. We are getting a
The
lapu
southern
lapu
seas
with
are
a
my
Kadita.
domain.
Oh.
Oh, I do remember Eren as well. I'm not quite sure what
Mhm.
team was he from, but yeah, it's another familiar names. But really crazy to see. Even in the first match, we were able to witness Sopranos raid in one of the colleges coming in from one of the
Mhm.
colleges, but onto the second match as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Butterfly is born by thy wish,
I think
guided
it's
by
like
lantern's
we're
light.
gonna be seeing some sort of familiar faces because Nagaland have a lot of
Yes.
good players that have been joining into the tournaments, right?
Your
There's so
team
many
is
people
picking.
here, and we already know who are the main characters here as well. But yep, let's see again for Phaeton. This is the goal leader from the side of Tetsu. I'm looking for what he can do here with the Claude. Onto the other side, the Kadita pick is really gonna be a bit into the comfortable side because you don't really want to go for the first pick onto the Kadita if you are not really comfortable on that. And I don't mind it either against the Atlas because you cannot really get targeted by an Atlas even when you don't have the Purify.
Oh, purify. That's going to be a little bit of an important spell coming in, but we are back again towards how the side of Team Kohima College are trying to get a pick. For them, the Hylos could be a
Mighty
very good
oath, the
pick, but
little
now,
Your
yes,
page
this
team
on
is
is the pick that
banning.
I was expecting, and I wanted to see. A Beleric versus Atlas is such a classic combo. It is comparable to a
Yeah.
marksman, such as the Claude versus Carry. Every time you
Mm.
see a Claude, I feel like the carry might be popping up, but since it is is banned already from their own side. We are just not going to witness that.
The immortal
So
one
now that
chose
we
me
are
to
back
vanquish the
back
shadows
again
that
onto the
plague this
bans,
world.
here you go. That is going to be the Suyu. The junglers are getting targeted, but along with the junglers, I do believe the Moscow
I am
should be banned from the
vengeance
side. There you go, a
Yeah.
Moscow ban.
Nice call, nice call. I was more of them. I was expecting the Harris to be banned away from the side of Tetso, but hey, they did not ban away the jungle which I was expecting. They actually go for the Freya, which made it into the surface. It actually comes down very early on, maybe into the golden as well. But you know, Collge might be a really comfort pick for the side of Phaeton as well. So this time around for Tetso. They can still ban away the gold laners here and narrow down the amount of gold lane that Kohima College will be playing. And there we go, Harriet's ban.
Okay, okay, that is definitely interesting to see so far because the marksman did get
Valor
targeted
and
quite
royalty
a
in a
lot, I
dead
do
body.
believe, from the side of Team Tetso. But back again, the Leo mod is gonna set in. And to remind you, Debbie, last game we did get a Leo mod, taking it away with an MVP. To counter that, what
A
will the
punch
Team
for a
Tetso go
punch.
for?
I'm
Paquito was
born with
open.
talent
My
is
goodness,
picking.
not even a
Ah,
first pick.
yeah. It has made it up to the very last part, man. I did not expect that happening. But yep, I think for with the Freya already gone, it's really fine that they have to go here for the Paquito. But last pick coming through, the only goal lane option available is the Iristel. It's either the Iristel or the Grandeur. So I think the Iristel is a very better option here because of the range that she has so far. And without the Purify, it's gonna be a little bit hectic if you are going against the Ella. So I think they could focus a bit onto that. But a big massive controls coming through from the side of Kohima. Meanwhile, for Tetso, they have a good amount of damage and follow-up control with the Guinevere into the jungle.
Definitely, the follow-up is really looking good, but at the same time, the execution determines everything what the teams will be putting in. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for a good amount of gain? Because this is going to be another best of three, while the team is trying to get a spot at the top eight. Let's see if the team is able to get it or not. But at the same moment, we will be going soon at the Land of Dawn. Debbie, now you know the draft looking good. Which
Yep.
team do you think has the better chance today in the first match?
Better chance. Yeah, okay. For better chance, if we talk about the chances, it's always gonna be the late game heroes that have the better damages here, and I think it has to be the side of Tetsu, just because they have a Claude. A Claude is one of the most important heroes so far right now. But other than that, it also have a very good scaling. So Tetsu though, if they are able to get the combination right with the LS and the Guinevere and the Paquito combo, they will be able to control that early game. If they are able to control that early game, I don't think Kohima College will be able to make a comeback.
Let's see how the teams will be going around. First blood yet to come in, while the teams is much more interested in the farm as of now. And you know, we have entered a new meta. I feel like the tanky, and the first blood jumps right in for this Paquito with a flicker. That was just so surprising for Easy E right there, that we did not expect that. But at the same time, hey, there's going to be the luxury trying to get picked off, but being a tanky is safe.
Yep, a tank with a revitalize, not really being able to get taken down here top lane. Okay, is he gonna be okay though?
Oh, yep, safe for now, but for okay, being okay, he has to go back and go for a recall. Yoshia, on to the other hand, still farming it up. I feel like after that, they will be trying to go towards the bottom lane.
Bottom lane focus can happen eventually here because you really want to get your Paquito out of the jungle, but then again, out of the lane. But then again, if you talked about it, for a Paquito who wins into the lane, it's okay to stay into the lane because he will be able to get the farm. He's already a level ahead because of the solo kill that he was able to do so. With the turtle coming through level 4 already for Sainte, this will be eventually a very good lead for the side of Tetso here. A missed jump from Saz, but it's definitely gonna be okay because they have a setup. Look at that.
Ooh, the setup is really looking good. Yoshia with the kind of speed is trying to go back, but Eren will be caught in the crossfire, taken down as well. And Zazushi being such an annoying right there. Takes away one as well. Double kill comes in for Saint as well.
Oh.
But hey, they're trying to go for a triple, but because he's easy, he also has gathered some kill. And now that Saz have been taken down once, they need to take that turtle.
Yep, they need to take the turtle now, but it was a very amazing play from the side of Tetso to directly go for the fights when they are seeing the low HPs coming through from Kohima College there. But it was amazing now, but here again, no level 4, look at the engage.
Oh, engage, Flash takes it away as predicted.
Oh!
But Hugo Pure Luxury just gets baked off. Okay, jumps in, look at the damage that's popping in, but my goodness. Even though there was damage, that was not enough. Purify coming in from the Irritel just into the safe manner.
Yep, there was a fast move again, another turtle fight coming through from the side of Kohima College, which I did not see them doing because they don't really have the good goal lead into the hands of their XP laner. You have to be focused onto your XP so that you'll be able to get the turtle, and they don't have that already. Sante is so much into the lead in comparison to IZ and Izzy, so they could have been a little bit more patient about that and not lose out any of the members. But 6-2 onto the score already with more goal lead, 3k goal lead onto the hands of Tetso. This will eventually be the start of a snowball, especially with the combination of heroes like the Atlas and the Paquito with a Guinevere. This is a very, very good snowball that they can play around with.
Let's see if they do, make sure to get a kind of a snowball onto their hands, because early game I feel like kind of determines how your team and your enemies are trying to perform. And as for the early game, Tetso really had it very well onto their hands, so they are trying to continue it. And it's not easy to take away that kind of an advantage as well. But at the same time, you can lose away the same advantage you have taken it. But oh my goodness, GZ is still trying to make use of his passive. Look at that! Stand really trying to get that damage in, but Eren being there, I mean, it was a 2v1 situation already popping off, and this was the result.
Good shutdown already suffered by this sign day here onto the Paquito. Really not expected him to go for that, but it was eventually a 2v1 situation where he did not get taken down by the ultimate or any resources coming through from the Kadita here, Eren. But with the Lord coming up again, Paquito, I think he will be available on time. The Fatal Link still available for NZO, as well as Lust being able to zone them away.
Let's see, Enzo, he's trying his best to zone them away, but the Retribution Sass got in with that. That's going to be the tank for a tank, a mace for a jungler, and a marksman falling down, taking down members as well. Tetsuo did not lose anything, but from the other side, they have lost every single member except OK, who did not join the team fight. Look at that, Tetsuo really taking away a lot of advantage right there with the turrets, and I do believe the bottom lane is going to be exposed.
Yeah, the bottom lane will be onto the focus here again, and it was definitely going to be fine for Lust and even Phaeton to actually focus onto it, because in today's scenario, Izzy onto that Lapu Lapu really doesn't have that good lead. He's already so behind onto the experience-wise as well as the goal, so now he have to pop up the bravest fighter to try to survive, or if possible engage onto him as well, which made it easier for Tetsu to try to contest onto this blue buff yet again, because yes, this will eventually be giving them the good goal lead that they were looking for. Retribution just for the security, and that's gonna be your Sia, only level 7 still.
Okay. Okay, so far looking good. Look at that. Last taking away another kill. He's just stacking up kills, and that's going to be the killing spree that we are talking about. But that's not looking good, given the fact that Team Kohima College will have to pick up some kills, and they have to make sure the Irithel is getting farmed up. So far, the Irithel is struggling a bit with the farm because there's no lanes open to her. And while the team is look at that, even the Horsey is not able to do the same. While Aaron and Peyton picks up the marksman, that just counts as the first death for okay. But wait a minute, overextension might just lead to deaths right here. But Team Tetsuo realizing that very well.
Yep, this is eventually very well done by the side of Team Tetso here. They know that the turtle is gonna be up. They cannot risk taking any kind of team fights here again. But NGO though?
Oh, once again, Yoshia out of the way safely. Look at him though, he's trying to get that, space in. Even in pure luxury, he's trying his best to get that space, but it is just not coming in. Once again, Lust takes away one. Enzo doesn't have mana, still was trying to do something right there.
It was unfortunate for him to check onto the bushes, face checking a bushes when you are a Kadita after all. But yeah, if it was a Kadita who is ahead, it's definitely gonna be fine. But it was not really a good Kadita with a good tankiness here because looking at the emblems, he's already only gotten the Genius 1, which is very good for a Kadita. But this is a meta where you wanna go for the anti-heal first, and this Kadita really doesn't love going for anti-heals. That's why it doesn't really become to the popularity, right? And without the control onto the boosters, your usefulness is coming down to minus 50%, and that eventually is in favor of the side of Tetso here because they are having a lot of free time to get the farm Trinity already for Phaeton as well, and it is a fleeting time for the Atlas too. So Enjo is trying to go for those possible consistent sets so that whenever they are able to take anyone down, they will be able to come back for more.
Oh, let's see if they can, end the game with the Lord itself because this is the first Lord and the goal gap is huge. You're talking about 10,000 goal gap. While there is a Holy Shield that could protect the team for not from Tetsuo to not take down the turret as well, the main nexus. But hey, Lord already down, and that means pure luxury though. Crazy, even with the set that he has just given, almost catching everyone there. The team did not move, and then because they know they will not be getting choked up. And oh my goodness, what a fatal link coming in with the flicker. And that's going to be a trouble kill into the hands of Profis. And okay, being the all alone will be falling down as well. The base being open, and Tetsuo picks up the first victory.
Perspective, very clean with that clean draft they had onto the table. Tetso College doing so well with the way that they are playing with their own draft, with their own hero. A good winning side for Sainte as well onto the Paquito, able to get a solo kill or two against Ezzy as well, making it so much tougher for Kohima to have a good comeback there. But yep, they were actually shut down onto the goal lane as well. Okay, hasn't been able to get out of the fight, to get into the fight, and I would presume it has been very tough for him as well to get into those fights because he have been so behind onto the goal. If you compare it to the other people here, Phaeton, he haven't been taken down even once. None of the good goal lead onto the side of Tetso who have good goal lead have been taken down. So it was a really amazingly well done from Tetso as well. And Kohima, they have one more chance. They have one more chance to really come back to this. They have to be more mindful of how they are drafting against these players.
That being said, I really love the synergy between the Atlas as well as the rest of the team. They really had a good synergy, and on top of that, they responded to every single fatal links that we have seen. So that was really interesting to see. But at the same time, for the side of Team Kohima College. They need to get a comeback in. They need to get their war face in, given the fact that it is just one last chance for them to stay right here and qualify for the next round. Execution wise, I feel like they weren't able to get any farm there, while Leomore was a bit behind onto the farm as well. So that kind of hindered the whole team's experience. And even though they had the control over the early game, it kind of went away when SAS started to take all that turtles. So that was really interesting to see how SAS was able to jump in when it's just the Atlas who is giving the way along with the other team members.
Yep. That's what. And it's tough, man. It's tough to come back from that when the goal lead is already too much into the hands of the clock. Fake down is already so rich, and even if they were trying to go for the engage most of the time, he was getting untouchable. And that is the whole point of why the side of Tetso eventually get the clock into the first phases of the drafting phase. And it's important, right? You need to get your hero first. You need to get your goal in there first so that you'll not be getting countered, because you could see after them picking out the clock with the carry already being banned prior, they banned out the Harris and the Moskov, which left Kohima to no choice but to go for either the Granger or the Iritel. The Granger gets so much more worse than for the Iritel there. So Iritel was the one with the better chances, but they cannot really play around with the Iritel with the way they were losing onto the XP side. Not a clear winning lane for both of them, for both of the lanes, and even into the mid lane. This is a Jushin after all, and against a Kadita. The Kadita cannot really do anything against the Jushin when they are behind, and with them losing out every fight that they have been engaging on, it doesn't really look good. So they need to be very mindful about how they are going for the fights, or how they should be staying disciplined and get back to their lanes.
That's true. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the second game draft will be up. So don't worry, we'll be right there. And with that, I do believe for the side of team Kohima College, they need to come up with a new strategy, a new kind of a team composition, and that we will be able to see because I feel like Moscow is definitely gonna get respect banned here.
Yep, Moskov is maybe will be taken down again, but you know what? They are focusing they are focusing Tetsu Feitan first and banning away the Claude instead, so that they will be able to handle out just a little bit into the later part of the game here. At last taken down as well from the side of Tetsu Kohima. Yeah, I feel like they weren't best with the drafting. They just needed a mid laner that can actually win out into the lane and can build out the glowing one. Kadita really doesn't do need the glowing one actually, so it was kind of
Butterflies
tough for
Yeah.
born
them.
by thy wish, guided by
That is crazy
lantern's
to
light.
see. But hey, maybe this time around they actually got a ban onto the Atlas. That means the Billeric might be an option for either of the sides. That's going to be really good. But at the same time, Fatian, what is the hero that he is going to go for now that we know that the Claw is banned? That to respect ban. Look at Team Kohima College. They are not leaving anything open on to, on what we have seen on the last match.
The Immortal One chose me to
Yep.
vanquish the shadows
They're
and
actually
plague
focusing on
this
the heroes
world.
that they were suffering against, and it has to be all the heroes. God damn. But other than that, the Suya will be taken down again from the side of College, Kohima College. They are banning with the Akai here, and I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Santi might not be getting the
I am
Paquito
not the
again
only
because they are
one
onto the red
bound
side.
by
If
these
if
chains.
Ezzy wanna play the Paquito, it's completely fine because they ban away the Phobius instead. Okay, it's gonna have to be dependent on Izzy whether he plays the Paquito or not.
Yup, let's see. Pagito open. I mean, understandable that you want to give a Phobius ban. That's a absolute good counter for a Paquito, but if your enemy has the first pick. So this is really, kind of,
Praise the
suspicious.
stars
So
and
let's
seek
see.
your path.
Oh, it's not going to be a Paquito first pick, but that is going to be a Luo E.
Yeah.
Long time no see. Really love this hero. I used
Um,
to. made that at one time, but the teams are really having fun with the pick.
The
Um,
southern seas are my domain.
Lust kind of teasing that just a little bit so that I think if he the Kadita, I didn't mind, but the Kadita doesn't really have that much of a priority into the mid side where you want to go for those control, and it doesn't really have that. But yeah, I think Lust will be trying to show out what the position is gonna be from that Kadita. And then onto the Louis, which I did not expect will be coming through, but Enjo. The Joe, I don't think the Joe is pretty popular
You're
picks into
looking at
the
the
first
future
phases of the drafting,
champion.
but I think they are really comfortable on that.
No. That is crazy. Looks like the couples are gonna be right here. Pure luxury this time around. I feel like they are kind of swapping up the
It's like
lanes,
your team is picking.
and they are also trying to get something different this time around, and it is working so far.
Sir,
But
what's your
as for the
command? Your
tankiness, it's
team
just
is
only the
banning.
Akai, so why not go for a tanky pick such as the Berkshire could work very well right here. Despite not being a good combination with their Carmilla, I feel like that would be very well.
I
That
am
too against
Your
vengeance
a
team is banning.
incarnate.
Fanny.
Oh. Ah, okay. Nice. They pick out the Fanny and they directly ban onto the Moscow. This is what you wanna do. You know, Moscow is kind of one of the only two. I think Brody also is there. One of the heroes that can do well. One of the heroes that can do well against the Fanny. So I think I
A
really like it
punch
that they
for a
ban away the Moscow
punch.
here. But
Your
on to the
team
other
is
hand,
banning.
they were already banning away the Moscow the first pick also, so it's very
See
understandable. But
value
with
in
the
me?
Paquito
Your team
being
is
You should.
opened,
banning.
they are banning it away, and I don't think they are ready for the Paquito again, right? They are pretty much focusing on to the heroes that they were struggling against before.
No. Tankiness and a bit of a hero that is still out of the way, the Fredrin. They have just gotten them out of the way, just making sure that they won't be getting annoyed by that. Pakito finally getting a ban that is quite late, but I feel like at this point of the match, even if the teams don't ban the Pakito, I feel like
We
none
are
of the teams will
blue.
be
Your
going
team
forward
is
to it because last
banning.
game as well, it just kind of slipped out of my mind. The
Yeah,
potato was open and suddenly they take it on to the second phase of picking. So that is really crazy. But there you
yeah.
go. Blue is going to get banned up. So that, is going to be a little bit easy. But in a way, it still feels like Chow is the room.
Okay, and now with the toe into the room, they were trying to set up beautifully for the Fanny here, and I think it's beautiful,
Your
right?
team is
But the
picking.
camera is actually kind of sus. Oi, what is this Tetso team doing, man? They're picking up four fast-moving heroes. Who's gonna be the protector of your Ghoulinger? Um, what are they trying to go for here? Actually, into the ghoul side. Heresy is still there because they kind of do need more magic damage, but they don't have that frontliner. And onto the other side, there's still the marksmen to be picked off here again. Carry available,
Need some
Harris
stitches? I
available,
can help.
Melissa. Okay, not bad.
Oh. That is really good hero as of now that we are seeing getting picked off. But
They call me a
Melissa,
hero
a bit
because
of
I
a
saved my
late
nation
game
from
in my
falling apart.
opinion. So I feel like they will have to wait it out. But early game for the side of Team Tetso, they already have a Fanny who can get the snowball. So picking up a Melissa is just a little iffy for me. But countering the Melissa, Faithin goes in for his second comfort. That is going to be a Harriet. Harriet, I think that would be a very good hero right here.
Yeah, I think Harry is fine here because they kind of do need a bit of more of magic damage here. Because look at them, they are so fast into the movement here. I don't think any of the marksmen
Magic
that
is
have
my
that
life.
needs protection will be able to survive this because they have no frontliner. They have setups, but they don't have a frontliner, and there it is. It's safer for the Harris to come through rather than for the Granger there, and it's completely fine. But like you said about the Melissa, I think it's not really the best hero to pick up here. But then again, if we talked about it, when you see the Fanny coming through, your go away would eventually be the saving grace for them. And I think this is also one of the main reason why they were picking it away. But going for a Yi Xin against a hero which is really against heroes that are so fast into the movement like the Cho, Kadita, even the Fanny, and Benedetta on top of that. I don't think it's really a good idea for the side of Kohima College.
Absolute damage on one side and a little bit of a counters plus damage onto the other side. Really would love to see how the teams will be executioning this part of the match because hey, there is still a chance left for the side of Team Kohima College to pick up a victory and go forward with that into the third match as well. So, but let's just watch how the second match goes on because the results are yet to be there. And there we go into the line of dawn. Here we go. This is going to be an expanding river. So for the assassins, that is a 10 on 10 map.
This is like it's definitely gonna be them trying to see if it's gonna be faster, if it's gonna be slower. Because for Tetso, they wanna move fast, they wanna rotate faster, they wanna have that kill pressure, and on top of that, Kohima College are giving them a lot of ways to try to be in a position where they are gonna be very squishy and gets taken down even by one of the member of the side of Tetso here. So rotation wise, Tetso is definitely gonna be having the lead, but when the level 4 hits, I'm pretty sure that maybe, just maybe, Aaron can go for a good setup onto those diversions.
Oh, okay. That was really a good chance to get that, orange buff right there coming in from last. But the attempt was good. But oh my goodness, wait a minute, Sass, he tried to get that buff in. Did not work out. He's looking for the first blood, but gets away safely with the first blood. That's going to be the Benedetta taking it away from the Changla. YSS down.
YSS down. This is what I was talking about. The pressure is definitely going to be high for Yi Xunshin, especially when there is a Fanny coming through. But on the other hand, and Joe, yeah, he's definitely going to be surviving because, of course, this is a Joe after all, and he is not really that slow. He's always very sleek onto that as well. So last, onto the other hand, he have the Kadita with the Petrify. They want to rotate onto the bottom lane, which is definitely going to be a good sign because it is a Yuzhong after all. What?
No way. Oh, what? No way. Ain't no way Yuzhong taken down in his own turret right there. Turtle is spawned. That means Team Tetso with the 2-kill lead and with the Fanny they can easily reach there.
Yeah, they can easily reach there again and again and not even lose out onto the rotation as well because they are all fast moving heroes and with no level. This is actually so sad for Yuzhong. He's only level 2, and onto the other hand, look at that.
Oh, the gangs, the flanks, that's not looking quite good, but on the top of that, the actual damage coming in from the side of Tetsu is really a lot. And there you go, under 5 minutes playing in your enemy turrets and overextending will result in death, and that's gonna be Saint falling down.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a good lead for the side of Tetso here. Again, onto the bottom side, onto the top side, a bit of a solo here and there. This is why we were worried about, right? With the Melissa pick, you really need to go to the later part of the game to win it out. And they haven't been able to do so into the early phases because they are losing out onto everything that they have been building for with the turtle coming through. Sass being the one to start it down.
Okay, look at the push and pull coming in. Pure Luxury taken down. There was a bit of a push and pull as well as the Carmilla fallen down. And the lanes are getting cut down even though it is just 3 minutes 30 seconds in Fatian low in mana and yet surviving it out. I feel like he's going to play it a little bit slow, trying to wait for the Fanny to jump in and take away the kill, but he needs to bait out Melissa's ultimate. That's going to be a real problem. It looks like there's going to be a bit of a vision while Enzo is trying to look for a kick. The retribution goes there into the hands of last time in the purple buff, but Sass gets away safely even though the kills was just not connected.
Yeah, that was actually a bit fast coming through from the side of Tetso as well, but 7-1 is the score. Only one kill from the side of Kohima College there, but it's still on to Sainte. So it's definitely gonna be fine because he is a Benedetta after all, and you want him to be taken down. That was a good shutdown kill as well. Mid lane.
Oh, Aaron taken down. Double kill for Lars, but no, make it triple. The rough pace being so rough right here that Lust was able to take a triple. Kohima College are really struggling on what kind of with this kind of a team composition.
Yeah, Kohima man, not really having the best time here in this scenario, but that's gonna be another one.
Unstoppable. I mean, come on, Lust is all farmed up now. That's one killed, but oh the goodness!
Oh!
Petrify combo, two-man stun, but Saint took down too much turret damage, and there comes the Fanny trying to sweep it all up, but the Black Dragon form is right there for the distraction. So I was realizing that it's still not even 5 minutes, or extending might just be really expensive. But the top lane taken down, the gold shield taken down. The normal turret is been taken down as well, and that is really crazy. As of now, onto the mid lane as well. It doesn't feel like this match is going at 5 minutes, but wait a minute, rough pace as well as the kick. Melissa, that's going to be GZE as well. Melissa tried to give some bit of a damage, but she just realizes that her position would be really in if she goes in. And now that Kohima College knows that they don't have damage right now, and not even someone who can protect the front lanes, it is very hard for them to actually dish out that kind of a damage.
That's what I'm saying here. But onto the bottom lane, Yuzhong, no, not really the best time of his life, is it? This is not not the best that he can do here. When you get dive on like this, pure luxury will not be having the best time. But onto the other hand, Andrew still trying to go for something.
Is it possible? Because Sassy is right there getting petrified by GZE. I mean, the combo fit perfectly, but the follow-up, the damage follow-up was just not there. Sassy is trying to get away, looking quite low. Saint does gets one kill right there, Black Dragon form. Enzo petrified combo. There's two members who's giving him that kind of a kick. A kick as well. My goodness, a recall spam along with that. And
Wow.
in the front lanes, that's going to be the Phaeton taking those kills as well. Tetso, absolute damage, absolute domination. Love that.
Yep, they want to pressure their opponents with all the damage that they can build right now, and they have been successful on it. And on top of that, Phaeton is already ready to go in, and that is definitely going to be a good sign for them, because the third and final turtle will be up here right now, and they are trying to look for it here. And even if they get this turtle, I think the goalie will be so massive on both of their damage dealers and even onto the explorers as well. And that's what they were trying to play for, another kill. Oh my god, this is not the best time for pure luxury, isn't it?
Definitely pure luxury, even though he's swapped up the lanes, he's trying to do his best right there, but Yoshiata takes 50% down. And with that, oh my goodness, petrify combo with the Electroblade right hit on the spot for Kohima College. Two members down, make it 4, and that's going to be pure luxury, just surviving the massacre Tetso is bringing in.
This is absolutely a massacre, like I said, man. Not the best game for Kohima College. Meanwhile, for Tetso, they are running them down with a 3-22 of kills across the board. Not them giving away a lot of gold. Again, 10k gold lead under the 4 minute of the game. Under the 7 minute of the game, that's definitely gonna be a good sign for the side of Tetso here. They can play around with their food, wait for the Lord to come through, and start with the Lord, because this is what they are waiting for. Already a good build up onto the hands of Lust as well. He doesn't really need to go for the glowing one like I mentioned for Ekadita. This is already a very bursty one here. Phaeton just needs to get that holy crystal, and he's gonna be ready to go and rumble here. Meanwhile, for OK, he have only one item, which is definitely not gonna be a good sign, because Kohima, they don't have the damage just yet.
So far looking good. Sassy jumps in. Look at that. Even though he knows that he doesn't have to get a kill, his team members will. Look at that Electroblade. Really hitting right on spot. And with that, 23 kills racked up, and the Lost is gonna jump in.
Yep, this is what they were trying to bait it out here. It's not really worth it for Kohima to go in and get taken down like that because they are already so behind onto the goal. With the Lord taken down again. Oh wait, oh that was a close call. I thought Cez was trying to find something of a kill out there, but Lord, talking about the Lord into the mid lane, this is gonna be marching down yet again. The Holy Crystal, the Holy Seal is available. Look at that though.
Oh, look at them. They are trying to make sure to get the absolute damage and absolute advantage with the Lord that's coming in. Electro Blade comes in, but it does get interrupted by the Melissa. And that's going to be the death for the Benedetta. Wait a minute. Sas is trying to go in. The cable's connecting left and right, but at the same time, Peyton is dealing some quite the damage. Baits out the dragon. Taken down as well. The Lord, though. The minions are going to jump in. Ezo does get damaged out. The turret is just too much. And with that, the team members are losing one by one. Fabian goes in for the Melissa.
Oh my God.
His best one basic attack away and just did not get it once again. Fabian goes in for Easy E, who's just melting down a Carmilla. That is
Okay.
great to
Oh.
see. But wait a minute. Fabian leaves out unharmed.
How can he get away with that with one sliver of HP? This is not. Oh man, this is like not really the thing that you wanna see when you see a Harriet being played. You at least want it to have a one shutdown kill when he is so ahead inside your own base. And I don't know, man. This if they cannot really take down a Harriet's, then it's just them being so behind onto the build, onto the goal, 10k goal lead for Tetso here. If they take one Lord here again, they will be able to end the game because at this point still, OK doesn't have the Trinity yet and it's already 10 minutes of the game.
I mean, all the turrets has been wiped up. Look at that. The team will be looking forward to another lot possibly and then try to move forward. But Ezo, his sets are perfect. The Carmela, she is trying to get her curse of blood in, but the only problem is they did not have a bit of a damage. Oh my goodness, low in energy, low in HP as well, gets out of the way. And Yoshiha, I mean, here if the Predator was there, Vice as they did not have any chance to survive as well. Look at them pushing down, giving them the pressure, but they seem Tetso realizing that the Lord is here and let's not waste any more time.
Yep, Lord is already here. They can take it out freely because it's already 11 minutes of the game, and it's only gonna be evolved into the 18 minute. So it's kind of completely gonna be fine if they are gonna be able to take out this Lord and end the game because every of the inhibitors for the side of Kohima Esports, Kohima College is already getting taken down. And if they are able to sync out to the lanes and play well, they will be able to end the game without the evolve Lord on top of that. So they still have a bit of a 20 seconds mark for them to set up onto the lanes to sync it up as well. So this will be a very good start for the side of Tetso here.
Oh, definitely. Let's see. As of now, Kohima College, they are moving in, trying to see what they are trying to do, but at the same time, the Lord's gonna jump in, and with that, this just might be it. 5 for 25. The goal difference is quite a lot. While Sas is just tempting them. Look at that. He's just, moving around trying to, scare them, but Electro Blade did not connect very well. As always, with the Purify coming in from taken down. The Lord's it. Legendary for Lust, and once again, he's gonna get traded out as well. The members looking quite low, and that's the base falling down as well, and Faitian gets the base, giving them the clean sweep.
Yeah, perfect. And a clean sweep. Very, very well done by Tetso. They're clean with the games that they have played so far. 2 other games completely showing dominance, not giving a chance for the side of Kohima College to come through here. The lineups were perfect, the damage were perfect, but on some serious occasion, this draft will not work really well. But I think they just know that they have to have kill pressure against Kohima College, and they will be able to win it out. Even I wouldn't be able to expect out the MVP there because every one of them did amazing here. They did their own job. Everyone have had one job, and that was to go for the kills, and they were going for the kills. And I think mostly if you wanna draft a Yi Sun, do in such a way that you have good tanky frontliners, not these kind of heroes that cannot really sustain any kind of assassin picks.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, with that, the team is really set out for the top 8. Congratulations to Team Tetso. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, Team Kohima College did not qualify. They really tried their best. I really love that drop that they have brought in. But I feel like the damage was very, very late, and all the farm was just there on every single member of Tetso. So,
Mm.
definitely, what a game. But, Debbie, are we ready to take a
Yep.
break? Because we still have another match to look forward
Mm-hmm.
to.
Yep, let's go for the break because we will be coming back for the third match that is going to be the last one for today.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are again into the third series, trying to see third team who are going to sit onto the top eight. And with that, I'm your host, PC, once again joined by Debbie. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing?
I'm doing completely fine, Peachy, because this time around, after seeing clean sweeps, I think I'm excited to see if they will be able to get to the third match, right? Because this is the first day that we had for this college championship tournament that we are having right now. I want to see how they will be able to perform for both of the teams. So let's see, man. The drafting phase is already set in. Paquito always gonna be taken away, and I like the fact that they removed the Paquito first, because into the previous match as well, we could see, right, the Paquito became so much of a popularity, and it have been able to get a lot of control across the map. So the teams are actually tough to pronounce. Doubtful Christian, right? And then Sazolie, those are the names. It's kind of tough to say, actually.
We are so sorry about that, but it seems I actually mispronounced anything. But let's move on to the draft. Look at that, Paquito getting banned as usual. That was much needed as of now. But onto the same note, onto the other side, I do believe they are trying to, go for an assassin or probably a fighter kind of a jungler. So banning out the carry, I still feel like the carry is still not a threat for the tank junglers. It is much
The
more like
southern seas are
a hero
my
that you need to give a
domain.
lot of farm, and that is absolute of a late game hero in this kind of a meta. So banning out the carry is just 50-50 for me. You ban out, it's good. If you don't,
I
even
didn't
if you don't
cure the
ban out, it
pain.
is still good.
I
But there you
Your
go,
harnessed
team
it.
is
Valentina out
picking.
of the way. Is this pick gonna be
Ah.
a Marcel or a Sora? Would love to see that.
Or even the Akai, right? That's the new addition for the meta. Okay, now for Zapfu, they can actually pick the Akai into the first place. I wouldn't totally mind.
Fireflies
But then again, they
born
also
by
have
the
the Jushin
witch
that can
is
come through here.
picking.
There we go. That's
A
gonna be the
lantern's
Jushin
light.
healer.
Different
For
perspectives
Sazolie, if they are gonna go
expose
for
the
the
same
Marcel, they
truth.
could go for the Marcel because, like you said, Valentina banned away and they were trying to aim for the Marcel, right? Very beautifully well done. But how do they answer this Jushin here? Do they want to play an assassin or a utility?
Oh. Understandable. That is a Marcel coming in with the Valentina getting banned. That was just it as of now. But for the
Your
Zushin
team
to
can
be
pick
right
one.
here is crazy. And to counter a Zushin, that is going to be a Zas. Did he get any kind of a buff? I feel like he's been popping off onto the meta quite a lot. Like it's still not as god, but still it is picked off.
Yeah. No gourd, just the Jask. I don't know. Okay.
Oh.
Um, they pick up the Akai. Okay, I was expecting Sazolie to go for the Akai rather than the Jask here. I'm still hanging by. I'm still thinking why the Jask though? Why the Jask? It's still gonna be good if they have the good control to the map, but Jask doesn't have the damage nor the potential to go for the Jonings. But with the picked onto Zapfu here, Akai very beautifully well done. They can go for the
Your team
combination with
is
the Grok
picking.
as well, with the Grok that they have picked away. So two tanky frontliners for the side of Akai, for the side of Zapfu, but for Sajuli though, they need to do something about this lineup here. I don't know what is gonna be good here. Only the Baksha is open.
Berkshire being open right here. That is also another very good pick. That too
Valor and
against
royalty in
a
a
Your
dead
team
body.
is banning.
jungler. And if I am correct, oh, I don't see any familiar names. Maybe the panda, maybe. I'm not quite sure as well. But hey, the
Come on,
teams are all
Dexter.
ready
It's our
with the
Your
second phase
showtime.
of
team
the
is
ban. So
banning.
with that, we do get the Claude. Claude out of the way.
Mm.
What about the carry? Oh, carry is already there. So the for the marksmen, that's gonna be a Beatrix open. a Melissa open. Melissa is just too squishy right here in this kind of a team composition, and they do still need a mage for the red side. And on to the last one, I do believe that's going to be a mage. And for the blue side, we need two more bands. Lapu Lapu?
Mm. Ah, okay. Uh, Lapu Lapu is
Hmm.
it's a popularity here in the tournament, right? So it can also be a thing that they can have ban away because Kadita is the one that they are targeting here for
Let's
Zapfu
go.
first. But with the clock
Your
gone, oh
team
wait,
is
Irita
banning.
ban, something I did not expect it for them to do. Huh, okay, they're just trying to narrow down the amount of goal laner, it seems, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be a little hard because these heroes have been in meta for such a long time, and the players been real comfort on that kind of a meta. So taking out every single hero right there is just really crazy to see. But one more ban from both the side. What is it going to be? The teams are really getting to pick it up, trying to see what suits them the best as of now. And the band that's going to be an EXP laner in my opinion. So if they do go for a
I am
maybe
Your
okay,
team
oh
is
my
banning.
goodness,
And
1 2 3 4 4 marksmen
four.
already banned now. Let's add Paquito right there as well. Like a pseudo marksman could be working very well in the goal lane, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend anymore.
So now what are we expecting? If this is another Harriet's van, it's definitely gonna be so annoying. There's no goal laner that's gonna be left. They are gonna be stuck with either a Granger or a Broody Bruno, and they are not the best scenario. It's gonna be good actually for Zapfu. But I don't know about Sazolie here because they are lacking into the frontliners, right? But they can still pick away the Granger with the combination that they can come through with the Marcel. If they are good onto the Marcel, it's a
I am
very,
not
very
the
good
only
combo.
one
But
bound
with
Your
by
the
these
team is
Azaz that they pick
banning.
chains.
away, I don't know, man. Okay, finally they ban away the Phobias. Are they trying to go for the Harriet themselves?
Oh, they kind of need though because for Panda is just really a hero that is much more onto the crowd control than the side of magic, I do believe. Yes, there is enough magic damage onto her hands, with the Sky
Mm-hmm.
Piercer as well. I believe she would be able
The
to pick it up
power of
soon.
Leo is within
But,
my
but,
Your
but,
hands.
team
look
is
at
picking.
this. We are getting a Barang. It's been such a
But
long
then,
time, but Barang
mm-hmm.
broke that to paired up with a Leomord. I want to see how the situation will be looking forward there.
Leomord, Badang comb. I was actually worried about the setup that they don't have, but I'm still worried because the Badang is not really the perfect hero to pick against the Akai or even the Grok because you're gonna get cancelled anyway. And even if you try to go for the setup, there's always gonna be the Akai that can trigger out his ultimate so that it will be cancelled out again and again. But this time around, I think for Zapfu, they can actually go for a bit of a damage into the XP laner side. Even if they want to go for the Benedetta, I wouldn't really mind. But there
You
we
got
go.
the
This is what
looks.
we were
I've
expecting, right?
got
With
the
the Phobias ban,
brains.
they go for the Harriers here. What's left for the
Never
side
play the
of
hero.
Your team
Savoli
is
The
is
picking.
that
truth this world
they
desperately
need the
needs.
Granger now, right? A Granger Beatrix. Okay, if they want to go for the combo onto the Marshall.
So Beatrix, I think it could be a
Time and
pick that they
tide wait for
need,
no
but
man.
other than that, I
Not
don't see
girl.
any more hero that could be such a good counter for the Harrod. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the draw for either both of the sides, and we'll have to see how the teams will be moving around. We'll have to see how the teams try to get the victory as well, because this is going to be a best of three, and the first match really matters. Even if you're testing the waters, you need to be really quick on to see how your enemy is functioning, and with that, you will be able to get victory very quickly. So, ladies and gentlemen, do what in the comment section which team are you guys rooting for, which college more or like, and also do let me know which team does have the chance to get the match in a clean sweep or not, because today we did have a lot of clean sweeps.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too. But looking at the draft so far, PT, I would think that Zapfu have the better
5
kind of
seconds
draft
till the
because
enemy
they are
reaches the
more related to the
battlefield.
meta. They are
Smash
more
them!
well aware of what kind of meta we are already in. Because look at their picks here. Akai and Jushin is already a very good pick. Plus the Harris. The only out of meta pick that they have is the Grok. I don't even mind the Grok because it can negate every kind of setup that can come to from the side of Sazolie. But hey, I think there's still gonna be a chance here because I've never seen a leaning face of a Jask and a Jushin, and I'm pretty sure that Jushin will still be able to win out, right?
Yeah, but she's been the queen of mages into the mid lane, the queen of domination. So she is going to have an easier time against a Zas. But at the same time, the Zas needs to make sure that his positioning is very well as well. For 99.9% choke, for him, he needs to get out of the butterfly, the stacks onto him very quickly, or else it
Mm-hmm.
could backfire because he himself is trying to get a set for his team. So let's see into the mid lane once again. Looks like the Sask has missed out quite a few minions. Understandable. That is definitely gonna happen when you're paired up. That too against a Sushin.
Yep, against the Jushin, you're gonna definitely have very good control onto the mid side here if you pair it together with the Grok, like I said. But other than that, the control will definitely be into the hands of Zapfu here because they are the one having the tankiness. They are the one having the good lead. But here, look at the engage though.
Oh, so Sujin, he might be the first one right there. Look at him getting caught. He's trying. That's gonna be the Leo mod taking away the first blood. Crazy enough, a jungle in
Wow.
particular. Uh,
The, okay, that was such a very close call. But I think, it was a bit too much from the side of Zapri to be doing that because, yeah, you have the lead, you are tanky, but you do not really want to give away the first blood and give a lead into the hands of a hero like the Leomar who thrives really well when the early game is very good. And I think Sushujin could have been a little bit more careful about the pattern that he was farming in. But with the Lord coming through, this should still be a good turtle for the side of Zapfu here when the Akai is already into the presence.
Okay, so far looking quite good. Now into the bottom lane, that is going to be maybe once again Jina trying to get caught off, but heavy spin right there. Look at the mobility from Marcel. He is able to get out of the way unharmed. So that is definitely crazy coming in. Onto the other hand, the turtle is up. The retribution panda getting a little bit damage right from the spawn, and the turtle has been reset. I mean, the Grok was like, no one was gonna take it away.
That's I did not expect a Jazz to be able to join for a long while, and this will be a neutralizer for both of the sides here. They are not gonna be contesting onto the turtle anymore because of the reset that was happening. But it could have been so much better if Jampu was able to control onto this neutral objective and get it first because they are the lineup that is built to get the first neutral objective and onto the turtle here. But on the other hand, Susan is trying to get a bit of a level lead here because he's still onto the level 6 and you might want to give a equalization onto the retribution as well. But a very, very good vision shown upon by the side of Sazolie as well.
Oh, Sazolie, yes, as of now, they are the ones taking away a bit of a kill. Okay, so Susan, a little bit late on the response right there, but at the same time, the third, finally, maybe into the 4th minute, the teams will be trying to take. There is like a push and pull for the river area control while the teams are trying to focus on the EXP lane, but at the same time, the mages are more, interested onto the tanks and their their enemies as well. But okay, the retribution this time it is real. Look at that, so Susan is trying to get. He's hard. He will be getting paused and
Okay.
with the retribution takes it away. Up and down to the back lanes. He's trying to stack it up as much as possible. Thanks, sweet Melody. Not looking good. 99% choke is just trying to get out of the way, and him having the chance to run like that is just quite there. Zafu Christian really, oh no, overextension from then, and they will be losing their Zushin.
Yeah, I think it could have been so much better for Doubtful to be careful about their targeting. This was a perfect pin coming through from Suzuki, but none of the damage dealers were around the vicinity to take them down, and which costed their life for their mid laner as well. Panda wasn't able to survive that. They overstayed their welcome just a little bit. They could have been a bit more synergized so that they could have more goal lead with the turtle take that they already got. So now, without them having that lead, not much of a lead anymore, with them giving away 2 kills already, Doubtful, they have to be very mindful. They have to be very, very cautious about what kind of setup they want to go for here.
We love to know what the teams are trying to do as of now. Look at that. Oh, 2 kills already into the hands of Team Sazolie College. They are trying to get it all onto their hands. But hey,
Mhm.
every spin comes in for the Sask. He just positioned himself so well with the demonic spawn. He knows
Yep.
what he's doing. I feel like there is a vision for the Sask. I was doubting that hero because in no way that just works against Azushin or just works against any kind of a hero that Team Zafu Christian are really coming in. So the vision was definitely visioning when there was a heavy spin. Other than that, into the bottom lane, there's a heavy pressure coming in. Ace, he needs to play it safe.
Uh,
Oh, I think he just witnessed that there are 3 members waiting up for him.
and I would really love if if Doubtful focus more onto the neutral objective rather than for the kills, because that's what they are made to do. The lineup is made for the objectives, and if they want to get the objective first, then they will have the good goal lead. And if they have the good goal lead, they will be able to get a good amount of damage into the hands of Harris, and that's what they want to do here already. Look at the setup.
Grog, what a click task comes in. Next aspect will be taken down right there. The golden hour
What?
really works it out. And that was the perfect moment. The perfect, crazy. He is such a good photographer right there. But wait a minute. He is not getting over with the fact that he still has so much more to give. Taking down 4 members. That golden hour was so perfect. And it just went in on the time where they wanted to engage mid lane. Absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, that was actually the turnabout of events for the side of Sazolie there. It could have been so much better for Jobview. They have the perfect draft for that, but one photographed, one golden hour, it will be cancelling everything out there, and you can see how much of a problem it have been for the side of Jobview. They were trying to go for the setup, but they weren't able to find the right targeting because of one simple ultimate. And onto the bot lane side, there might be a bit of an engage coming through Zina.
Oh, bottom lane ace though. I am really not a big fan of the sniper. This is
Mm-hmm.
like why you can miss it. You will be missing it. Again, onto the same note, Choke really giving out the support for his teammate, but at the same time, the support is just like a mere, a stun maybe, or maybe an immobilization. So yeah, that is right there. As of now, onto the bottom lane, the pressure is building up. So Sujin will have to see what they are trying to do, but the turtle will be up soon.
The turtle will be up soon, and this will be started again by the side of Zopfu, I presume. But then again, like they already know, it's not definitely going to be a good sign if they are the ones starting in the beginning, because the golden hour will negate everything that they are working for here. And with the combination coming through with Ace onto the Beatrix, they are trying to work around with that. Look at that.
Oh, there you
Oh!
go. That was so much for precision that he will be falling down. Jina, on the other hand, oh my goodness, Tectonic Stars out of the way, very defensive move. But Panda, oh my goodness, that is so much damage. The immobilization will be, very expensive. But wait a minute, the bottom lane really in problem. But they know Sazolie really want the Lord, going in for such an early Lord while the team is actively trying to push away Japu Christian. Look at that fantasy comes in. The retribution is right on time, and the Black Dragon form really late in my opinion. And with that, 1 for 7 we are talking about.
Yeah, 1 to 7, and that is without a frontliner. Oh man, this is amazing actually for the side of Sazolie there. Like you see onto the build of a Thunderbolt for an Akai Suzin. What are you eating, man? But yeah, Skypiercer for the Josk here. He's going also 1D1 to this guy, man. That's the only player that we know in India who plays the Josk as well. But hey, I'm still worried, right? Nothing, for Panda, he haven't gotten the anti-heal just yet and going for the full build onto the Clock of Destiny, which is not really recommended because you want to go for the anti-heal first because of the amount of heal that Sazolie is already having. But look at the dive though.
Oh, look at them. The Lord, though, this time around goes into the bank. There is the Zas who's trying to do it. And when it kind of comes to the mid to the late game, the spawn really doesn't do good. If you are putting up a spawn, you need to continue it with your ultimate as quickly as possible. But wait a minute, there goes the golden
Huh?
Panther standing out too.
Wow!
Right
Oh!
there. This is taken down. Ace, my goodness, taking away the turret as well. He's trying to go for more, but wait a minute. Aspect really pushing members down. There's an immobilization coming in, giving Ace a triple kill. But the members, the tanks, are also trying to take a kill as well. It's also Santa Claus who's trying to, make sure to get a survivability right there. But at the same time, the immobilization, the damage is really high on him. The stacks right there. And no! Getting back onto the wall. He will be falling down, and that is a victory on Sazolie.
Yeah, no matter what the situation is gonna be, no matter what setup you wanna bring onto the table, whenever there is Marcel, just know that you will be negated with everything that you're working around with. We were a little bit skeptical about the picks onto the Jazz or even the Beatrix. But yeah, the Beatrix and the Marcel combination is out there, but I was a bit skeptical about the Badang. But the rotation to the early game coming through from Aspect and even for Choke onto that Marcel was actually being amazing. Japfu were overstaying their welcome just a little bit. The draft was looking good for them. They are so close with the meta that they are picking right now. But if you cannot play the hero that are in the meta, it's much better to stick with the comfort here. So second game is definitely going to be the decider of who's going to be doing better because I feel for these two teams, draft doesn't play that much of an important role.
Yeah, it's the damage that how the team's working, and both the sides had enough meta heroes onto their hands, and yet the team who could scale up better, especially the Zaz, the Beatrix, they
Mhm.
had a very amazing time, and on top of that, almost a maniac going down. But unfortunately, the Badang had the last hit. I believe if that was a Sky PSR, maybe we would have gotten the maniac. But who would build a Sky PSR on a Beatrix? That is also a little weird. So, anyways, pushing the thought aside, we got an amazing match coming in from teams College Sazolie right there, but they are
Mm.
not done yet. This is going to be a best of three, so we will be jumping into the draft very soon. And with that, we'll have to see what is going to be the result because they are one step towards the match point, and getting the
Yep.
match, they could just get an easy victory. Now that the team is working around the damages, maybe this time around, ban something that would work on to the scaling. So far, onto the first match, we did see the scaling heroes getting banned off, but only 10 bans. How much hero can you just fit in?
That's what Yeah, I feel like even with the, I think we're gonna see the Marcel band, right? But then I want to see what kind of heroes they will be putting out because Sazolie doesn't really look good into the draft. Where the draft was more in the side of for Japfu, but when you talk about execution, PT, it was so much better from the side of Sazolie there. And I think I want to bring it all into the hands of Choke because he was so good with the Marcel that he controlled everything. But let's see the drafting phase again. For Japfu, they're going to be into the second pick right now. Sazolie have the first pick. They'll be bending away the glue.
Oh, interesting. I don't
Different
want to see that hero. That
perspectives
is kind of
expose the
annoying.
same truth.
And with that, the other side have really banned out the Marcel. They are so done with the Marcel Golden Hour because
I've been
he has
waiting
the
for too
timing
long.
so well. I was really surprised to see, and I'm actually impressed that he was able to get at the perfect time whenever Akai was in with the heavy spin. So that was really good. Other than that, carry out of the way. Next
Butterflies
might be the
born by
Claude,
thy
the
wish,
Team is
uh,
banning.
guided by
Moscow,
lantern's
and
light.
possibly the had it as well. Zushin, oh, there you go. Zushin was such a good pick, but
Mm-hmm.
there are times meta always doesn't work.
That's what it did really nothing because it has to do something with the bill passing coming through from Panda as well because he wasn't picking away the glowing one first and going for the full bill onto the clock of destiny. I'm stuttering. But a carry ban again from the side of Sazolie. Yeah, maybe they want to stick with the comfort like we already saw into the first match, right? Because like I said, when you can't play the meta heroes, if you stick with the comfort and know how to play that hero, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. It may be
I
so
am
bad
not
for
the
us
only
casters to
one
go for the
bound by
prediction to
this
the draft, but it's
judgment.
gonna be better for the teams, no?
Yeah, that's true. But again, the banning has been a little bit predictable. It looks like it is going to be Phoebes out of the way, and for the side of team Sazolie, they might be going in for a Paquito first pick. And since they do have the first pick, it is really safe for them to go for such heroes. But at the same time, we are yet to witness some heroes that could be going onto the other side. So let's see how they are trying to get it in. One last hero
A
left,
punch for a
and is it going to be a
punch.
mage? No,
Your
it is not
team
going to be
is
a mage,
picking.
not a marksman. It's going to be an EXP, Paquito. They read the draft really well right here. Really love that. But for the first pick, what are we thinking, Debbie?
You know what? I'm gonna put it all on to them to pick out what kind of heroes they will bring. Because I'm kind of expecting them to give it the comfort yet again. Harry can be an option here. Claude is also there. That's safest that I could bet on. Even the Kai.
Your
Okay,
team is
Grok.
picking.
Okay. Grok first pick. It's been a while that we have seen the Grok into the first pick, so this is why I don't want to predict anymore.
Let's see. Oh, the players are really hyped up to see our predictions as well. But hey, that was a Grok first pick. In the last match as well, we were able to see such beautiful tectonic charts coming in from the other side. But unfortunately, it did not connect well with the team. And as for the side of team Zapu Christian, they need to get a bit of a synergized combo. So let's see if they are able to get it or not. But at the same time, two picks. I do want to see the EXP getting picked right here with the mage.
Okay. What am I expecting from Dafu now? Okay, they're gonna be denying onto the bit. Oh man, Beatrix is not a good
Your
hero when
team
you
is
don't have the
picking.
combination. So I'm expecting them to go for the combination with the Kalea either or a Gaza. Other than that, the Beatrix really doesn't work. Until the previous game, it worked for the side of Sajuri because they had the combination with the
I am
Marcel
the
and the
devourer
Beatrix
of
here. So far,
stars,
so good
the
for them.
tide of the
But just
cosmic
again,
sea.
they
Oh,
are really sticking with the comfort PT. God
yeah.
damn.
I mean, understandable. It worked one time, so why not the second time as well? They really played it very well, and I really loved how the Zask positioned himself, and he was not taken out any time much where he was just out of position as well. That was kind of the
Magic is
gameplay that we
my
have not
life.
seen, but
Your
Ace
team
goes
is
in
picking.
with a Harriet.
Mm-hmm.
Now Harriet, scaling hero. Early game, mid game, that not be it. But as soon as he racks up his core items, it's just going to be really expensive for the Beatrix unless the Beatrix
Yeah.
herself is snowballed.
That's the potential of a Beatrix, but that it doesn't really matter if if your jungle cannot carry, right? With the Akai already get let go. I think it's completely fine. That they can pick up with the Akai here again. They can combo it together with the Badang as well. But other than that, I think for a Harris, right, it's kind of tough to lose a lane with a Harris. Other than when you're laning against tough heroes that have a good control, it's completely fine to have a Harris into the winning side because against a Beatrix still it can be maybe 50-50 with the lane clearance, but when you talk about a one-on-one
The hunt
situation, the Harris
begins.
really
Your
does
team
win
is
out. So
banning.
let's see there how they will be able to handle it because Jafu, they went for the Ruby, and I don't know where the Ruby is gonna go. Neither where the Badang is gonna go.
Oh, badang. Most likely a roam. Last game we were able to see a roam, so this game as well. Oh, we have to see another roam coming in. But I really love the Ruby pick right here. It's been such a long time. Plus, I do believe she did get a significant buff in this patch, but the buff was just not hit for most of the players. So maybe this team is really trying to kickstart it. I really love that. But on to the same note, what will Aspect pick up?
See
So
value in
far, we are back again to the bans.
is
The junglers are getting targeted. I do believe the
Crowned
Leomords
by
might be
heaven's
it,
mandate,
but
your team
onto the
my
other side,
legacy shall
mages
endure.
are having to go. But what about the Moscow though? Okay, no Moscow left and right. They just completely ignored it.
They were banning it into the previous games, right? The second match that we watched, but now this Moscow has been completely useless. So now with the amount of heroes that I have nightmares watching from both sides, this is not something I would want to expect, man. With the Fedrin ban, I'm actually comfortable with that. Okay, for Zaytan, they let go of the Zaytan, so I mean, they ban away the Zaytan. Do they want to ban away another mage here?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
why?
I feel like they are just target banning as of now. What the teams are just, trying to get. It's just maybe they wanna safeguard the back lane. So that was the idea right there with the god ban as well. Really dishes out a lot of damage. And now that we have seen the bans are going 10 and 5 plus 5 10, let's jump into the picks for the side of team Zafwa, Christian. What are they going to go? As of now, they need a jungler. Baksha is such a great pick. Again, the Akai could work very well as well. But hey, that's going to be a mage coming in. And that is Sparta. Understandable, need the range. But surprise,
Eh?
this is going to be a funny.
Not an ideal time for FNE to come through because there's a Badang and a Ruby. Yeah, that's so much safer. Yeah, I feel safe with the Yuzong now. I something that I can talk about. But other than that, I feel like Jotfu is. They are fumbling with pressure. They're banning away the Kadita when there's already a mage onto the side of Sazolie that made them waste their ban. Oh man, they could have banned out any of the jungles here, but then again, if you talk about it, they did not really think that the Jaws is gonna be coming through again. It could have been so good onto the adaptation so far. So let's go to the last pick here. It's gonna be into the jungle side. The setups are there, but I would love if they go for a bit of a tankiness into the jungle because the last time we see the Yi Shunshin coming through, it wasn't a very good end for him.
That's true. This time around, the YSS. It might be a pick where if you're
Then call
able
me
to
a hero,
outfarm
because I
the
saved my
Leo mod,
nation
but
from falling
Jin
apart.
really locks it up. He wants to go in with a YSS. Onto the other side, they do have scaling heroes, which I really like because that was something that they were lacking on the first game, and they have overcome that hurdle. But the next hurdle for them would be the crowd control, the kind of a setup their enemy gonna give. So because they have to actually mirror it, they kind of put in the Ruby as well. So I would love to see what kind of a gameplay they will be putting it. But as for the other side, the early game is just not there for them. I feel like the early game, both the sides, is just gonna be a little bit slow, and that being slow, that means we are gonna get our first blood around the turtle.
Turtle fights are so iffy for both of the teams, so I did not expect anything to happen rather than the fights because the fight will happen without the turtle take. That's what they have been delaying to the game number one as well. But with the picks that they have so far for the side of Zafu as well as Jolie, both of the picks that we are not really comfortable with because those are the picks that we don't really see. Neither a first pick Beatrix nor the second pick Badang. Those are something we only see time to time. It's not really a meta either. But the combination can come to here if they are able to set up so well with the Yi Shinshin. But then again, do you think that the Yi Shinshin will be able to last long enough against a Yuzhong, against a Leomord, or even against a Grok? This is what I was worried about.
Ooh, the Grog though. Again, his setups could be breaking the team fight or just making the team fight as well. So we'd love to see what is it going to be. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the Land of Dawn. This is going to be the second match while Sazolie having the match point onto their hand. So again and take it away in a clean sweep.
Yep, they could do it as well, but early game rotation coming through from the side of Sazolie as well, trying to do so much better than they did into the first game. But Zotfu, they are the one doing it really good here. But down into the room side, the control under the boost will be definitely there. And onto that game number 1 as well, we see this kind of combination coming through here from Zotfu, but they weren't able to do anything after the turtle before before the turtle, let's say. And it's just really come in handy for the side of Sazolie that they use it to their advantage here. Early rotation coming through onto the bottom lane side. The clearance is definitely gonna be a 50-50 situation, so no help needed. This can be a dead lane, never mind.
Oh. Jinx. Sorry, not Jinx, but Jina. Really aggressive. I mean, he knows that he can deal that kind of a damage and is really having an easier time right there. So he is giving the absolute support for the Beatrice to actually get the items and not miss the minions. But wait a minute. Mid laner, the Zask is just taken down low. That means that around the turtle, he's gonna have to play it safe. Look at them. They are migrating towards the turtle as of now.
Mm-hmm. That's what, with the rotation coming through with the Leomord here, I think it's definitely going to be a good time for him to go for the engages with the timing of the turtle. But the setup is going to be made by Zotfu here, so they should deny that. But onto the top side, look at that wall already engaged.
First blood, that's gonna be the Yuzhong falling down, but in that manner. Oh, wait a minute, retribution battle, that's gonna be so crazy enough. Zotfu Christian really having an easier time right there. Okay, Zasi is trying to, position himself very good, but Choke, what is he going to do? He just gets
Okay.
too much damage. While Sazolie will be taking a leave right there from the fight as well.
Okay, sniper! That's perfectly shot and well done. A clean up onto the bot lane side here. 1v1 situation and already won away by the Beatrix, which we were not expecting. Come on, man. But other than that, with the turtle tech coming through from Zotfu, with the win onto the top lane, with a win onto the bottom lane yet again. This is amazingly well done by Zotfu here. They will be able to get the first lead onto the goal because of the take onto the turtle, and then they will be able to have a good rotation. Look at that wall though. Setups coming through here. Nothing much is gonna be happening just yet.
Just yet, but actually there is a bit of a pressure that the teams are giving in. Look at that, the Badai jumps in with a flicker. Santa Claus, but the Zaslo, using up the trying to push them away. Brilliant move right there, but my goodness, there's just so much damage that is from the side of Team Zotfu Christian. They are, they got that early game, which they were lacking in the first game.
Yeah, now finally with a bit of a situation change up from Santa Claus as well. But then again, it's still gonna be a bit too early to judge who's gonna be winning now because there are two marksmen under the hands of Sazolie. Meanwhile, for the side of there are two marksmen to the side of Zotfu. Meanwhile, for Sazolie, they have only one scaling heroes, and it's not that much of a good scaler either. But they can definitely have a very good chance here because the early rotation aspect still have the time to get to the farm here because Leomord, he can have that tankiness here. But onto the bot side, Ace, he's got to be careful here.
The lane getting cut off. He should actually leave out the lane because there are 3 members that got spotted on her. He has to clear the lane as quickly as possible. Look at that. Onto the top lane as well. That's going to be the Axis who's trying to get the retribution in. But hey, he's getting stunned up. That's going to be the Black Dragon form coming in. While so it's in with the wall. For the aspect this time taken away with Sujin as well. But wait a minute, the turtle going down. Sazolie is really trying to get onto the damage. There's a stun on to Panda. Look at that! Range was just it for aspect taking away a kill, but the middle lane, the marksman versus marksman, crazy enough, that's gonna be the Harris winning and the mid lane falling down as well.
Yep, perfect rotation coming through from the bottom lane side as well. Ace doing so good with the way that he's rotating, not losing out onto the lane. They won the turret, they won the turtle. A miss onto the wall there from the side of Dang. Zina has to be really careful. Warx already for the hands of the Ruby here. They want to go for the bit of a sustain, which is what I was expecting. But I think maybe for Beatrix, Santa Claus might eventually have to prioritize onto the BOD here. That is the main itemization for a Beatrix, or maybe he can go for the Malefic gun first and that too. War X onto the hands of Shakes. I don't know if he could. I don't think War X is that much of a worthy item here yet anymore. But mid lane, what is happening?
Look at them. They're trying to make sure to put a bit of a pressure since their lane is taken down. As for now, Sazolie College is trying to pick up the snowball for themselves as well. I do believe for the habit he's working out perfectly well. But as for Shax, been taken down the top lane, been very, very vulnerable while the team is not getting any chance. This is the problem with the Barang onto the roam. You can be 50-50, you can 50% deal damage, and then on top of that, you can give a set. And as for the Grok, there is no damage at all, so you can only deal the set. So I feel like there is a bit of a disadvantage right there against the roam, especially against the Grok, but at the same time, you can overcome it once you are able to jump in. But Ace, though, taken down. That's gonna be Santa Claus falling down as well. But 2v1 situation ain't in the favor of this hybrid. There's gonna be the turtle coming in while Citizen is really looking forward to that. But Jaina, the positioning is just not it. Passively, he doesn't do well. But if he goes in a bit aggressively, he might be able to get it on. But Choke does get a hold on right there. Paharu. That's gonna be a kill into the hands of Yuzhong. Once again, Susujin will be blocked off. Aspect leaving out the turtle. The next combo from Shax is just superb. Able to pick up a double, and you're one to as well. And there you go. That's gonna be an easy turtle for Sazolie College.
Yeah, Aspect surviving all of that onslaught with just 1 HP, definitely good time for the side of Sazolie there. It looked really so much better for Zapfu into the early phases and they give another kill onto the hands of a Jas. Let me say that again, it's a Jas by the way. He's definitely gonna be having a better time with the Skype, so yet again this is the second time he's gonna be playing, right? Definitely one of the heroes that I'm not expecting. I was gonna expect more of a Nana rather than a Jas, but what works is working. Xander Claus first pick onto the BOD, which is what I was expecting. He can actually go for the second item onto the Malefic gun, which is needed, but look at the wall though.
Oh, that was really a good wall. That was giving the poke damage, especially for the god who is trying to do the same. Look at that. The poke damage is really a lot. And on top of that, they are trying to go for the kills. But as of now, I feel like Choke is trying to over-engage because they need to try to focus on to the bottom lane as well. I feel like Zask, not the Zask, but the Harith is playing very, very safe, which I'm loving it because there are times where some players just tend to go a little ahead, just not realizing the enemy is just right around the corner.
Yep, this is what you don't want to do here first staying. This is what I was talking about with the lineup set. Zapfu is already bringing onto the table here right now. But a bit of a waste onto the ultimate from Sutsujin there. I can't believe it's Sutsujin. But look at that engage!
Oh, the immune was not perfect for Sutsujin, but he should have just gone out the way, but does get killed by this Zas. Look at that, the Zas trying to go in for more. Ace took down too much damage, but there is Shax with the double kill. 3 members down for none. Sazolie College is back on a roll.
That was perfectly well done. A good setup with the Grok. It's so fun to see this kind of AoEs, right? When you have a Grok, when you have a Yuzhong, the follow-up damage is definitely out there, even if you want to go for the setup here. But yeah, this is why it was important for the side of Sazolie to have at least one good frontliner, which they did not have. They do have a good pillar with the Badang and the Ruby, but it's not. They are not the damage circle there. The Ruby is already changed. She's not made to sustain anymore. She's made for the damages here. And this will be hurting them in the back for the side of Zapfu right now. With the Lord coming through very early on for Sazolie, this definitely will be a free Lord without the contest coming through from Sutsujin, who's definitely going to be having a free farm up top. That's the only way he could get the farm here.
Oh my, look at them. As of now, it is half into the hands of Team Zafu Christian, while the goal lead is there into the hands of Sazolie. Now that they know the Lord is coming in, the defense mode will be set up. It's just 10 minutes, so the Holy Crystal will be a savior for them, but at the same time, Santa Claus already taken down 4 times. That is quite a lot in just 10 minutes, in my opinion. And the teams will have to think about it. So Susan trying to farm up, but he's unable to get the farm. But he can get the farm onto the minions. Oh, the petrify combo might be there, but he doesn't presses his petrify just yet. Wait a minute. Santa Claus is persisting. I really don't like it, but I know he does have the dash. But okay, dash is away. And the Lord is just not letting it in. And the passive still remains 1 minute for the passive, but Zasto, his spot is doing really a lot. Wait a minute, the Holy Shield passive pushes them off, and that is just not it. Just few gold from the Zast one is actually still a lot as well.
Yeah, they have to be very, very careful to not give it away, right? But this is such a tanky Leomord, I presume, because he was onto the Warx first and then going for the Hunter Strike and maybe building up the Brute Force as well. So yeah, that's the tankiness, and that is gonna be Sanks onto the Antique Caress as well. Oh, he's actually opting to go for the Queen's Wings first rather than the Brute first. I think I like it because he wanted to go for the Engages first. Already a Holy Crystal built away for the Harris. Ace is ready to go and rumble into the fights, but they are not taking the fight. They are actually very disciplined because they know that without the Lord, they will not be able to move more in. And if they go in again, there can be a possible throw because Gina needs to be perfect onto the set, right? And he can actually go for the re-engagement potential, and that could not work in favor for the side of Sazolie. And this is what they are doing. They are not letting them get any kind of set and freezing onto the lane as well. I did not expect this kind of macro plays to come through from a College team.
My goodness, they know what they are doing, and they are doing it very well. As of now, they are trying to get Sutujin farmed up as quickly as possible. Really, having that. But oh my goodness, the damage was so good from this Harriet that the Ruby had to flicker out of the way. As of now, Gina is trying to get a bit of a zone out as well. But I really love how the Beatrix is farming up. Really love that she just saw that opening, went for it, and is back safely. The Lord's going to jump in, and most likely it is going to be Team Sazolie, College, taking it away once again. But at the same time, if Team Japu Christian really zone out very well, because they do have a potential to zone out with this Barang. So I would really love to see that. But choke though, as well as the SAS, they're just not allowing anyone out, even onto their purple buff as well. That is crazy.
That's what, it's kind of funny to see that this kind of lineup is winning it out. But yeah, I would say everything is gonna be good. Whoa, that was actually a good close call here. Very good discipline coming through from the side of Sazolie yet again. Even though the early game was a bit iffy for their side, when Aspect was already having the damages and the defenses, he was already carrying the team, and that is actually a good sign. On to the other hand, for Citizen, he has been trying to get the farm up. He's trying to get the War X and the Endless Battle together, and maybe trying to go for the BOD again. I think he's actually quite ready to go for the fights, but then again, the thing is, there haven't been an opening for him to go for the engages, because look at that. There's already a lot of tankiness coming through from the Grog, and he's got the Antique Caress, 2 Antique Caresses already for Churk, as well as as well as the Yuzhong, right? And that is not a good sign for a Yi Xunshin. With the Lord coming in again, they might be able to get the base turrets down.
Let's see what is it going to be. First turret to fall down, that's going to be onto the bottom lane, while the team is trying to look for a good setup. Look at that, 2 members in, Tectonic Touch comes in, the Beatrix taken down too low, but onto the front lane, that's going to be the far south kill. Wait a minute, there's a stun from the Ruby, that doesn't look quite good, but Shaq jumps in with his Petrify combo, trying to target Gina as much as possible. Turret, the Nibiru, really working out very well. The 2 members falling down, and they just set Team Sazolie back, trying to go for an escape. The front laners did very well. They almost reached towards the crystal as well, but as of now, they need to get a way out. For Ace, he does have his dashes, but the mid lane though, I don't believe that will be saved out. Even if the Zas puts up the spawn will be just taken down. Look at that, he just moves in with his ultimate.
No way.
This is how on force. There's the Phantom She's coming in as well. What? It's the Ace looking quite low. Oh my goodness, Gina taken down the next under the chopping block.
Oh.
And they are going in for a chase. The chase will be broken off by this Leo mod, and the mid lane is gonna get pressured. Top lane, oh, the minions though, nasty.
Yeah, nasty indeed. But yeah, this one, that was a very close call from. Oh wait!
No, 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 look at that! Sparks are trying to fly it away. Unstoppable for Aspect. The base is quite open. So Susan is trying to take him down too low. The crit damage is quite a lot. The base is just for Team Sazolie. College to take it away. And that's just secured a spot in the top 8.
Oh my goodness, that was a lot of play around done by Sazolie there. But I got a hell lot of damage coming through from Aspect, I would say, because he was the one able to sustain, able to contest onto every fight, and then winning out with the damages that he has so far. It was a very bad idea to give him the Leomar, right? I don't think it was another hero problem. I think the Leomord was the one doing everything and all, and the other players were just picking anything that they wanted. But yeah, basically well done coming through from the side of Xena as well. I would say very very good play coming through from the bot down, but there cannot be anything happening right when the Leomord is already getting too much of a farm where he cannot be getting taken down. This is why the B6 don't work without any kind of combination. We could see here into this game almost a bit of a throw, but yeah, that was a good comeback.
Definitely a good comeback, but well played. Really loved how, the Zask got an MVP. The Zask had the opening there as well. Quite a few times we have seen him trying to save up the mid lane as well, and it just works so well in his favor, even though he knows his spawn will be taken down quite low. But what a match coming in. We got a 3 teams who are sitting at the top 8 as of now, but we are still yet to know more 5, and that's going to be tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, because this was just the last series of the day. But don't forget to subscribe and go to the Instagram channel as well, because we will be posting updates on which teams are going to be playing, and maybe your college is also playing tomorrow, so do make sure to give them all of your luck. And Debbie, let's go for a break. I mean, done for the day.
You want to take a break? Let's go. We'll be coming back. We'll be coming back next day, right? Next day. That's gonna be a 1 day break. That's what we were saying. Let's go. Good night, guys.